Hey, good evening. We are playing another session of the Raspy Raven Roadhouse. We are going to call this session 5.5 due to the characters have agreed to meet at the Raven again, and they are going to a second rumor they heard last time to see if it plays out. They'd heard a rumor about an old abandoned ruined castle called Freyweave that has some strange odors coming from it, and they are going to investigate it and see exactly what they find or do not find there. But about a week's time has passed between the end of the last session and with them agreeing to meet to go to the castle. And as we do, Daniel, if you'll tell me about your character, maybe what they've been doing in their off time during this week or so.
I am playing Birch. She's a young monk. The past week or so, she's been tending to her garden area that she set up near the town for meditation, and making sure the plants are growing okay and make sure everything looks good. She's been training some of the local children in the use of the body as a weapon in martial arts, essentially, and you know, basically just hanging out, enjoying the weather. That's Birch.
All right, sounds good. Crystal, tell us about your character and what he's been doing this past week or so.
Uh, well, Bars uh, started by buying a piece of land to begin to build his own home on. He's never had a place to call his own before, so that's kind of what he wants to work towards now. He probably, tried to take care of his mushrooms throughout the week to see if they've caught or not. But the most recent exploit was with his house underway and everything. He just went out and had a really big party night. Carousing. Getting super drunk. Maybe got in a bar fight or something at some point. As a half orc would, and now he just has like a massive hangover. He's kind of like, oh, I'm not even sure I want to go on this adventure now, but he's gonna power through it because the group needs him, and that is Bars, the half orc.
All right, sounds good. And we'll jump over to you, Nikki, about if you can tell us what or excuse me, who you're playing and what they've been up to this past week.
So Kellyanna, the druid, took some of her money and had some silvered sling stones made, and she gave some of it to Birch for the garden and the school for the monastery. And then she decided she liked the look of the bartender, Gillian Mead, and had a few wild nights with him and actually ended up getting arrested for public indecency and lewd acts in an alleyway. And so she spent a little bit of time in jail and paid a 200 gold fine. But she thinks to herself, it was worth it. He was really pretty. So this is Kellyanna, the druid.
All right, sounds good. We'll see if Caliana runs into Gillian again, or maybe they next time will go behind closed doors. Young, who are you going to be playing, and what have they been up to?
I'll be playing Gunther. Gunther is a scruffy looking ruffian with bushy eyebrows and shifty eyes. His face is contorted in a scowl for no apparent reason, and at the corner of his mouth hangs a toothpick with which he constantly fidgets. As a habit, every minute or so, Gunther turns his head and spits on the ground. And this week, Gunther catches you looking at him with a black eye and a missing tooth. He says, why are you looking at me? Is it loose tooth? Well, I was eating some Raspy Raven's famous apple pie, yeah? And some big fellows came up to my table and wanted to play some dice. Also, I obliged and played a few rounds and won a bit of gold at first. But suddenly, these ruffians accused me of using a weighted dice. Of course, I protested when we decided to settle things out in the alley. I remember seeing a fist coming towards my face. When I came to my senses, I had lost my tooth and my pouch with 60 gold coins. He scratches his head.
Yep, Gunther has made some new friends, I guess, or enemies, however you want to look at it. The past week, it sounds like. But you four meet up there at the Raven again as you're going out to the old ruins of the Freyweave Castle. You know it's about a day and a half to 2-day journey. You have all your gear together. As you four leave out, word is still got around maybe of your last exploit of finding the mine and the things going on there and interrupting the deal between the human bandits and the bugbears. But you four are leaving out, and a lot of people may greet you and either met you or they know the story of what happened. As you each do, all of you make me a roll against your wisdom, D20.
Wisdom.
I have rolled 1.
So will that be a -2 on my wisdom, Tony?
Yep,
Okay.
any kind of roll, exactly,
All right.
due to your partying.
Let's see. My wisdom's an 8, which makes it a 6, and I rolled an 11, so I failed.
I succeeded.
Yep, succeeded.
Yep, you other three, Gunther, you probably know it first with that low roll. You see a man kind of watching y'all as you leave. He's an older man, kind of stooped over, and he's wearing like almost a robe or something in a way. But he's watching you for as you leave, and when he notices that you are watching him, he just puts up a hand and kind of waves at you and gives you a smile. And you see he's got a little push cart there, and he continues on down in front of the Raven, going on back towards one of the villages there.
So he just goes past us.
Yep. Once he sees that that you three have noticed him, that he just puts up his hand and waves, and then kind of takes his cart and pushes and walks on down the main road there.
People are very friendly at the Raven. That's why I like it here.
Yes, he seemed nice enough.
Are you going to get arrested with him?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Okay. How about you, Gunther? He seems nice enough.
Yeah, I agree.
There you
go. Hey, Tony, I still have that helmet, right? Because I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, unless you are not taking it with you or something, then you'd have it on you, I would think.
Yes. Okay, so my AC is actually going to be a 3, I believe. Yeah, look, Brandon Mill, quick.
All right. Quick. That works.
Because I forgot I have that helmet. Let me look at what Brandon Mill even is by default, because I forgot.
Yeah, but it'd be there
because
you're not wearing it all the time, though, right? You're just going to wear it, or are you wearing it all the time?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, if I guess if I'm traveling, I'd wear a helmet.
All right, yeah, I mean that's fine. I just didn't know if he was going to just put it on at certain times or not.
I forgot what it even does.
Very attractive helmet there, Bars.
Yes, quite dashing.
The thing is, I know it does something, but I don't remember what it does.
Well, it protects your head if somebody were to try to strike you.
True. I think also it has something to do with the only reason I wore it is because it defends against magic or something.
Yep.
Oh, right. It's a magic helmet.
Right.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should see what that old man was selling on his cart.
Ooh.
What old man?
That's some kind of sweets.
Maybe it's something for this hangover.
Yeah, Birch will follow the old man. That, if we can catch up to him.
Yeah. I'll go too.
When Caliana says that, and maybe y'all turn to go, you look up the street there, and you see the cart sitting there, and the old man is nowhere around it.
Oh,
What
isn't that
old
the alley that we were down the other night, Calian?
She blushes at you and says, "Yes, Birch."
Perhaps we shouldn't head in that direction right now then.
I think you guys are seeing things. I didn't see no old man.
Right there. You see the carts, bars?
Well, yes, I see the cart, but I don't see an old man.
Well, he's gone into the alley to have intercourse.
Well, we don't know that. No, that was an accident. I doubt that that happens very often, Birch.
Oh. I thought that was a custom here.
How
I
far
mean, I don't
away
know
is the
if
cart?
those are-
It's probably 30 feet or so, we'll say.
Well, bars will walk up to it.
You walk up to it, and, it looks like a little, maybe some type of little food cart. But when you walk up there, it's completely empty. There's nothing. There's a kind of a tarp laying over the top of the portion of it. But when you pull the tarp up, it's empty. There's nothing in it.
Look, there's nothing here. You guys are seeing things. I thought I was going to get something to take care of this hangover.
I'm sorry you're in pain, Bars.
I haven't had a hangover like this, and I've never had a hangover like this because I used to be a slave.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, the hangover and the slavery. All of that sounds terrible. Perhaps we can get some breakfast somewhere else. And where do we normally go with breakfast? We're going to go to the normal breakfast spot.
I think we normally have breakfast at the Roadhouse.
Oh.
You can have breakfast there. There's a couple
Oh.
other little shops there that you can just go in and grab stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, no. I mean, we're going to leave soon, so we can just go in there and get something to eat.
Some raw eggs.
Okay.
I'll have tea and some cooked eggs.
Yep, you all go in and have a breakfast. It's very light, sparse, occupied this morning as you go into the Raven. There's not that many people in there. It would appear most of them are some of the probably local merchants and things that are, eating and then going to open up their shops on into the village itself. But y'all make a wisdom roll again for me.
Okay. A 1.
I made it. I made it as well. 2 under 6.
Bars, you and Caliana, y'all you get, how you're in a place in public and you just get that, feeling that people are watching you. I mean, now it's you're just getting a little nervous. I mean, you start looking around, you notice that people, I mean, you just get the idea that these people are keeping their eyes on you just a little bit too long, a lot of people.
Do you think they know about my indiscretion, Bars? Why are they watching us?
Hard to say. Well, whatever it is, kind of wish they'd stop. Hey, it says raw eggs.
Well, they did make an announcement, Kaliana, when they do the morning announcements of the local crimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Well, that's how I knew about it.
I don't see how having sex is any kind of crime.
Well, I don't think it was the sex so much as anyway, publicity.
So I want to go to the lady there. It's a lady, right? That works the bar, the woman, and I'm going to ask her if she knows anything about the guy at the cart. I'm going to say, I'm sorry, a man on the street with the cart. But then when we turned the other way, it seemed that he was gone. Do you know anything about a cart? Are you expanding your business?
She looks at you and she goes, well, what did he look like? There are some of the local people in the villages that, have those push carts that they sell items on. What did this one look like?
I describe him to the best of my ability.
Yeah, and she looks puzzled. She goes, I don't know anyone by that name. If they have, they haven't been in here. I mean, there's not a customer here, and I don't recognize that description of anyone by that.
Oh, well, perhaps we have new people in town. How exciting. In any case, we're off to kill a dragon or something. What is it that we're doing, Gunter?
I don't think he's back yet. He had
Oh.
to step.
What is it that we're doing, Bars?
Huh.
Yeah, we got to go out to that old keep where that wizard's been hanging out. He's been making everything smell real bad for all those chemicals he's using. That's what it was. There was something about potion mixing that we found out about.
Mm-hmm.
It could be bad for the environment. So we're going to make sure that he's, doing proper waste disposal.
Yeah, we're going to properly do some waste disposal.
Well, if it's hurting the environment, then yes, certainly we must stop it.
Nothing a wizard ever does is any good for the environment.
Well, I mean, nothing.
Nothing.
There's always a balance. There must be some wizards that do good things for the environment.
I mean, if you consider a druid a kind of wizard, Bars, I take care of the forest and the animals.
You're no wizard. Just because you can. I mean, your magic's drawn from nature, from the goodness around. But wizards, they're drawn from those books. They only seek power and harm to others. Trust me. The man who used to own me as a slave was a wizard. They're all the same. I saw his wizard friends.
Oh, yes. Well, oftentimes like-minded people do get together and socialize. The wizard that we know in town is very nice. Elminster.
Elsicle.
Elsicle.
Yes, well, might be until he needs your spine for one of his rituals.
Oh my.
Sounds gruesome.
Yes.
But I'm also strangely interested into what that would be for. So we should make a point to stop by and ask him. But no? Just to see what he would use a spine for?
What if he doesn't use spines, though, and he gets offended?
Well, we could just say, what would a wizard use a spine for?
All right, yes. We can ask him. Yeah.
Why are you so interested in all this dark magic, monk?
I believe it was you that started the conversation. I'm interested in learning about everything. The more you know, the more you can seek. And the more you seek, the more you know.
Well, I suppose some of us just feel a bit more inclined to stay dumb.
Well, knowledge is power.
Better than dabbling with evil.
Yes, evil is definitely not a good thing.
Sorry. Sometimes you can't learn anything without experiencing stuff, though, Bars. I'm sorry that you had to learn that way.
Yeah. Well, now I'm wiser for it.
Okay. Bert nods and says, well, we're off to see the wizard.
Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
And we'll see you later, she says to the barkeep woman, who I always forget her name. And then she
Yep,
turns
and I
walks
don't. I
in.
can say I don't have it of who's actually working this morning. So we'll come up with that later. Which one was on duty? But yeah, y'all get your fill. You've got your supplies ready to head to the castle. You begin out, fairly early that morning. When you go out, that cart is still sitting up there. Doesn't seem to have been disturbed after bars went and inspected it. I mean, it's still sitting there. No one's around it. You don't see the old man, the hooded old man again. You all four leave out. And as you make your journey that way, Birch, roll me a d6.
Right. Just roll a d6. Really? And your box with higher sides. I have to roll more gently. That would be a 1.
Yeah, you begin the journey. Oh no. Am I still with you?
Oh, yeah.
Because the
We hear you.
lights there's a storm coming through and I just had the
Oh.
lights flicker off and on. I figured it probably knocked me out.
Oh, no, you're still here.
You're
All
here.
right.
You're here. You were just
Right
talking
now.
about 8 dragons that were about to attack us.
Or if I disappear, it probably means thunder and lightning got me, so hopefully not. But anyway,
Yeah, that's what
I didn't know we were supposed to have any storms this afternoon. But anyway, yeah, y'all head that way. Birch, you start it's getting close to the late afternoon, early evening, about time to make camp. And let me see something real quick. What you actually see or do not see on your way to set up your camp. Did you make it back, y'all? Evidently
Gunther.
not.
Nope.
we got one PC beat up laying in the back, and one PC hung over.
Gunther's trying to put his tooth back in, evidently. Roll me a D10, Birch.
Oh, D10. Favorite. 8.
All right. Now roll me another D10.
1.
A 1. Oh. You, Birch, you notice you maybe, you're trying to find a place to come. The weather's very nice and stuff, unlike it is here right now. But y'all find a place to start to camp out, and you see something in a tree branch, a tree limb that just catches your eye. I mean, it looks kind of bulky in a way. I mean, it's not, you can definitely tell it's not a human or a creature or anything, but it's just something that catches your eye.
Is it reflective? Like, am I seeing a reflection, or I'm just seeing like a
No,
bolt?
it's just something catches your eye. It's sitting kind of in the branch there.
Oh, I pointed
How
out.
big that hornet nest is.
I say it looks to me like there's something up here in this tree. Before we set up camp, let me take a look. I'll walk a little bit closer.
Yeah, you get closer to it, Birch, and it appears to be like a small wooden chest, probably about maybe 2 by 2. It's just, and it looks old and weathered, and it's just kind of sitting there in the crook of a couple branches.
Oh.
Well,
She gets
be
more
careful. It might be trapped.
And she gets like a puzzled look on her face and turns back towards the group, and she says, "We find a lot of things in trees, don't we?
Why would someone trap a?
Ever since the druid joined us, you're definitely good luck." Oh,
You said it
I
was
hope
like a.
so.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Why did you not take your man to the trees instead of the alley?
I wasn't thinking clearly, obviously. It was a heat of the moment. It was my first, anyway.
Oh.
That was your first time?
First alleyway?
No, first time.
Oh. Congratulations. Gunter, why don't you check the chest for any kind of traps?
Yeah, I will.
What was your
Congratulations.
Hey, Crystal, what was your question? You had a question about it or something, didn't you, too?
Yeah, I thought you said it was a chest,
Yes.
but for some reason I thought I don't know why I thought more like a checkerboard or something. I don't know what my brain did there.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's
Somebody
like a little
playing
small
chess?
wooden chest. Yeah, it's like a small
Yeah.
wooden chest.
I don't know why my brain did that, but
I think you probably misheard chess. You know,
yeah, I don't know. My brain just for some reason went chess. Heck yeah!
That sounds like a good encounter, though. It's like we're scribbling it down. Just one.
yeah. So
Gunther, you're going to go up there and look at it?
Yes, sir.
What's your check traps percentage now?
Here we go. Find traps, 20%.
All right. You're pretty confident that you don't see anything.
He turns
And it
to the
doesn't
group.
actually have a lock on it. You can just see it's closed with a clasp, but you don't see any type of lock mechanism on it.
Yeah, he looks at it. He turns around to the rest of the party and says, I see no traps here. And I have a universal key. And then he pulls out a crowbar.
Well, don't
Which is
forget
like
you
watching-
also have that ring of keys, remember?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Birch is like watching, and then when you do that, she says, "It appears to not be locked. There's just a latch. Do you need to damage it?"
Oh, he leans down to check that latch. And seeing that there's no a lock on it, he just flips it open.
You flip it open, and as soon as you flip it open, you start kind of reeking because you get the smell of something dead inside. And as you look inside, Bert, you see a small mouse, a body of a small mouse that is in there. It's probably, been there for a day, maybe 2 days, you would think. And stabbed into it is this very small knife. I mean, very small. I mean, you can tell. You would know. It's probably a knife that a thief or an assassin would use. It's stabbed into it, and there's a rolled up piece of parchment on the handle of the knife.
Gunther holds it open and looks at Birch. And he says, I think this is a handiwork of an assassin or a thief.
You think an assassin killed the mouse?
I think he was practicing backstabbing the mouse.
Gunther, I have to disagree. I think it might be some sort of ritual or magic type thing.
Well, there is a parchment on it. Why don't you read it and see what it says?
Yeah, he takes up, unrolls the parchment and takes a look at it. But before he does so, he looks at Caliana and says, maybe this is a druid in a mouse's form.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah, and then he starts reading.
Yeah, Gunther, you unroll it and written in very almost pretty writing. It's cursive type writing in common that you can all read. And this is what is written on it. It says, "You all will be next."
Well, that was ominous.
Well, yes. That doesn't seem like a very nice thing to say.
Someone plans to stab us and stuff us into a chest.
What a waste of a life.
What a waste of a chest.
Well, it looks as though the chest has been there for a long time. Does the parchment seem old, Gunther? As well? Because the chest looks old, right? You said?
Yeah, the chest just looks weathered and kind of old. But no, the parchment paper, it actually looks fairly new.
Oh.
Well, it could have been written last week.
Right.
Well, we'll dump the mouse out and I'll take the chest. Because I assume we're on our horses.
Yeah, the chest is very solid. And I mean, it's probably about 2 by 2. You can tell the chest is in very good condition besides just looking weathered.
Well,
Do you want to wash it, Bars?
Now, I mean, I'll take care of washing it later.
Yeah,
Why waste a perfectly good chest?
he dumps the mouse out of there and then hands over the chest.
Yep, Bars will put it on in his saddlebag.
Yep, you can take it with you. That's fine.
Birch will dig a small hole and put the mouse in it.
Yeah, Kellyanne, I was gonna say she would want to take care of the mouse, and she'd say, "I'm sorry, little soul. This is not the way you were supposed to go."
What of this dagger? Is the dagger still in good shape?
You look at the knife, and maybe you and Gunther or however, and it actually is fairly rusted and appears to be almost cracked and chipped in places. You think it's pretty valueless. I mean, I mean, in an emergency it would work but I mean, it's pretty worthless looking.
Yeah, then she doesn't. She just leaves it on the ground when we put the mouse in the hole.
It was actually like a +3 dagger of poison.
Might have been.
Tony, you said the chest was just sitting in the tree. It wasn't there like long enough for the tree to grow around it or anything like that.
You noticed that it was not.
Okay.
Oh, that's very astute.
Well, it's an old chest, new parchment. I think it's a new placement. You know, someone put that there recently.
Just seems odd.
Does. No, I agree.
It is a sign to keep away this superstitious and those who are easily scared.
Well, we're not lucky that's not us.
Yes, I'm more fascinated than scared. We should definitely set up camp here to see if they come back. I'd be curious their motives.
Well, their motives are obviously to kill whoever found that chest.
Well, sure, but why? What are they trying to stop us? Is it the wizard trying to stop us from getting to the castle, or is this something else entirely?
I can say we got plenty of daytime left. I don't see setting up camp here just to catch a bunch of weirdos that want to kill somebody.
No,
And I have to agree with Bars here.
Maybe I misunderstood. Isn't it the end of the day?
Yeah, it's late afternoon, early evening now.
Yeah, I think we're going to stop. I mean, I think it's that time, right? I mean, could we travel further without stopping, or are we going to be...
Well, you could, but it'll be dark pretty soon. I mean, you can.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we should set up camp. Well, then never mind. Yeah, sure. Let's set up camp then. Let's see if these psychopaths come back.
Bars is a day is half full person, even though it was actually half empty.
Still got that big hangover. That must have been some magical brew.
Tony, if I since we're at the end of the night, if I cured wounds on Bars, would that help us? Would that help at all?
I'll give it a chance. Roll a. I'll let Bars do it since you're doing it on him. Bars, make a saving throw on poison or death saving throw.
Okay.
And do you have a con modifier?
I have a +1 con modifier.
Yeah, you can add that +1 to your whatever you need to roll.
I rolled a 10, so that's an 11, and my death save is a 12.
So yeah, I mean, you try Kellyanna, and you try, and Bars he did a little bit too much these past few days, you would think.
I'm sorry, Bars. Go ahead.
What he needs is drink water. All that alcohol, too many carbs.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, this ale is like piss Vasa. And then he hands over his very watery ale that he carries around.
I would probably try to brew up some tea. Tea might help you. Peppermint tea. Peppermint's good for headaches.
Oh, yes. It's good to get the blood flowing.
Yes. It's my favorite. Yeah.
Oh, well, that explains things.
If no one would take his ale, he's gonna start chugging it. Gulp, 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 gulp,
Oh
gulp,
yeah,
gulp.
bars will take it. Sorry, I.
Okay.
Little
it over
hair
to
of
bars.
the dog.
Yeah, hair of the dog. Exactly.
Yeah, that's probably what you should have had in the first place. Yeah, I guess we'll set up camp.
Yep.
Yep, you all set up camp, and that will go by very, very uneventful. Nothing happens. No one returns looking for the dead mouse or the wooden chest or anything. Nothing bothers you all. You wake up the next morning. Bars, make another poison death saving throw that morning as you get a restful night.
Okay. 7. No.
All right. Nope, you're still just feeling bad. You probably, maybe you thought that would help you by drinking more, but it didn't.
Tony, I now have the identify at level 3. I can identify animals and plants. Is there any plants around that might help?
Make a wisdom check, D20
Okay.
against your wisdom.
Sure. 4 under.
Yeah, you actually find some that next morning. It was pretty dark the night before after you all settled down. But yeah, you're able to find some that morning and brew up a tea or whatever you're going to do. And bars, that will knock you down to -1 to rolls for this day.
Well, it does feel a little better at least. Still got this splitting headache right through here. But at least I don't feel like my brain is bashing against my skull now.
I'm glad. Every little bit helps. Okay.
Do you
Thanks.
want more ale?
Nah,
He holds
that
it up.
didn't seem to help at all.
Gunther takes a sip.
Yep, you begin the journey with the destination of the old Freyweave Castle ruins. You start out, you get about midday, you would think, right around lunchtime, and you come up on some old castle ruins that you can tell. It's a very large, vast, what you would have known at one time would have probably been a very magnificent, huge castle. And on the map, if you had the map that you were supposed to have, or if not, you can see it on my picture there probably enough to at the entranceway, which is number 1, you see all these stone columns that are leading up to. You can still almost see the path that was built to get to it. I mean, part of it's overgrown now, of course, but you see these stone columns that all of them depict some type of warrior or fighter or something with different weapons. Most of them are crumbled or half knocked over and everything as you're making your way up there. But as you all do make your way up there, everyone make a wisdom check, D20.
Yep. 5 under 16.
Nope.
Nope.
Caliana, you get the whiff first, like strong mixture of all these just different odors. I mean, it's almost a sweet smell, and then it's a very pungent smell, and then just like a smell of like decay and rot. I mean, they just all hit you at once. And you can tell by what the rumor had said, you can definitely tell it's coming from somewhere inside of these ruins. You know that for a fact.
Do you guys smell that? It's awful.
Yeah, it's bars.
It wasn't me, I swear.
No, it's coming from the castle. It's definitely not coming from our party.
Are you sure?
Bars kind of sniffs under his armpit.
Yes. Step out of the downwind area from bars, Gunter, and you'll be able to smell it.
He steps out and smells the air.
Yeah, once you get closer and Caliana points it out, and then you all start getting maybe not as a strong scent as she does, but you start getting the whiff of different odors that you can tell is, it's not natural.
Well, it seems that the rumors were true that it is smelly around here. I guess we'll find out why now.
Yes. Oh, this rank.
It is like the castle has farted.
It could be skunks. Does it smell like a skunk?
No, it doesn't smell like something natural. Skunks are bad, but not like this. This smells like rotten.
Is this
Weird.
magic potion smell?
Make
probably
a
can't.
Gunther, make a intelligence check. D20, and it would be -2 for you.
Ooh, I got intelligence of 12 and I just rolled 8.
So it'd be a 10, and you rolled an 8. So yeah, you when you say that, Gunther, maybe some of the people you've dealt with before, it does ring a bell to you that it does maybe could be alchemists that it brewed some type of potions.
You know, I have smelled something like this in the alchemist chamber. I snuck in one time to steal something, but yeah, it is something like that.
Then we
Well,
should be very careful.
Oh, do you think the alchemist would not be friendly?
He shrugs.
Just never know. And the way that smells, unless maybe he's had a very bad accident.
Oh, we could be hurt.
Yeah.
Is it? So we're by the gates, right?
Yeah, once I was going to say that when you get up closer to past these statues of all these warriors and stuff, and you get up to the main gate there at number 1, you actually see the gate still fairly intact. I mean, the walls around this place are in ruins in several places, but the gate is still intact.
How about the so off to the left of the map? It looks like it's like a cliff or something. Is that true? So we can't walk around.
No, out to the west. No, I'm going to say that's not part of it actually.
Okay, so is it possible to walk around that? Because what I'm thinking is I'd like to walk around the perimeter to see if we can target where the smell's coming from, but better.
Yeah, I mean, it will take some time. I mean, this is a huge. You would know it would have been a very vast, huge castle. But yeah, you can definitely, because you're in a kind of a forested flatland. So yeah, you can definitely walk around the perimeter of it, no doubt.
That's what I suggest. Unless anybody has a problem with it, we would make a lap and we see if we can pick a spot that seems the smelliest.
That's fine. Also, as we're going around the perimeter and they're checking for smells, I can detect hidden doors hidden or secret doors on a roll of 1 or 2. So I want to search the castle walls and see if there's any kind of hidden door, secret door.
Yeah, you can do that on your way. And like I say, you'd also know in various stages. I mean, there's ruins where you can just step across ruins into the castle itself in different stages, and then actual part intact walls and places and all that. But you're all staying at the gate. Do you want to go east to the small area and go back around that way, or do you want to continue west where it seems like it goes around a big, huge watchtower?
I think I would go west because if we're looking in the east part, right? So we know that's a courtyard. So
yeah, if you did you open the gate? I mean, I'm sure you would have opened the gate. Yeah, if you would have opened the main gate and looked in, you would have seen a very vast, huge courtyard that had appears to be a different kind of you see a murky, dark pool of water there on one side, and you see a couple of buildings, and what you would think also a bunch of doors that are going into the main interior of the castle to the west of that courtyard.
I think what I would suggest is that I'll take a big sniff of that.
I mean, once you do that, it's the same. It's pretty much the same. It doesn't get any stronger or weaker from there.
All right, so that's probably a good baseline. Then we'll walk around to the west, and if it starts getting weaker, then we know that it's probably coming from that direction. I mean, that's the only science that I can think of.
Are there any birds or anything around?
Yeah, there's a few. You hear a few and maybe see a few fly over. I mean, it's nothing that would make you think that it's less than normal or more than normal.
Well, what I want to do is ask them if they've seen anything, because I can do the speak with animals.
Yeah, what page is that on?
It's technically as a cleric, so it's on page 45 on my PDF.
45. Let me see if that's the book too. Yep, speak with animals. You want to talk to one of the birds? Okay, you start casting it. It will last for approximately an hour. So you see a large reddish black bird that's flying over. And when you cast this, it looks down at you, almost like looking at you. What would you like to ask it?
I would say, "Greetings, traveler. I need to ask you a question about this castle. Please come down and speak with me."
Yep, and it will fly down and land pretty much at your feet.
She'll reach in and grab a couple of mealworms and hand it to it. And she'll say, "This castle, it has a very strange odor about it. Have you seen anything strange coming or going?"
Yep, and it looks up at you after it eats its meal, and you hear in your mind, you hear the smells are bad. Short time, large rock fell from sky in the castle.
A large rock? Did anything come out of the rock, little bird?
We did not fly into the path it went. We did not go down. It went through the castle and is down below. We don't go down there.
Have you seen any people like me leaving the castle since you've seen the rock?
No people.
No people. Okay. Well, thank you, little bird.
Yep, and
any
you
of
hear
you
back in
guys-
your mind, thank you for the mealworms.
Okay.
And it takes back to the sky.
Bars sees our druid tweeting at this bird and goes, "Oh, I think the hangover is worse than I thought."
So the traveler had some information for us. He said that there was a large rock that fell from the sky a short time ago, and ever since then the smell has been very bad. But there have been no people around. He said the rock went down through the castle into the lower levels, and they don't go down there, of course.
Oh. Well, if that's the case, then we should probably just go right in and not walk around. Since we know where we're going, right? Into the center?
Right. Now, he didn't say that there were no people in there. He just hadn't seen any people coming or going, just to warn you. Exactly what he said.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's if we find people, that'll be interesting. We could discuss with them what's going on. If there are no people, perhaps we'll see what the problem is and can help.
I'm interested in this strange rock that fell from the sky. It doesn't sound like anything I've ever seen before.
No, I've not seen rocks fall from the sky. Unless they were thrown by somebody.
All right. We can go in if you want.
Mm-hmm. All right. Birch turns and looks at Bars.
Are you going to roll, Tony, or for the secret door?
Oh, yeah, I did. You haven't found anything while you're looking around and this is going on.
Okay. Okay. Well, then he'll walk up to the main gates, I guess, then, if we're going to go in there.
Yep, you go back in and you see, like I say, this very large courtyard. There are two buildings, a building to the east that is a fairly large building, and then there's a smaller building on up to the north. And then you can see there's several different doorways going into the interior of the castle there on the west. And then there's this large kind of murky, dark pool of water, which you maybe would think would have been some type of probably very nice pond at one time. It's in the west corner there. Southwest.
Maybe that water is the source of the smell.
I'll go to the water, Tony.
Yeah, you want to go to the pool of water? And you're all still getting about the same strength of this smell. It hasn't really changed much as you make your way into the courtyard.
When she walks towards the water, I'm going to just get my bow out, just in case if someone comes out of the water, I'll be ready.
Because it says I can, at 3rd level, discern whether water is pure, safe, or poisoned.
Yeah, you get over there. Are you going to like scoop some of it up, or how? I mean, you tell me how you're going to do it.
Yeah, I have an extra water flask here. I wouldn't touch the water. I would just try to get a little in the water flask and.
You reach down to do that, get some water, and as soon as you do, this small creature just comes up out of the surface of the water and surprises you, and it is going to try to latch onto you. It looks almost like a bird in a way, but it's a little bit bigger bodied and has this huge long proboscis coming out of the end of its deal where its beak would be, but it's like just dark black looking, pretty much like the water as it comes out towards you, Caliana. Oh, it rolled a natural 1. So it leaps out at you, and as it does, it just kind of lunges past you, and you can see it's trying to fly, but it's on the ground now, just past you, Caliana.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it with an arrow if I can. Like I said, I was waiting.
Yep, you can have your arrow shot.
Okay. Hopefully that will hit it. It's 20, so I'll hit 20 plus.
A nat 20 or
20.
modified?
No, nat 20. Yeah.
Oh, nat 20?
All right, I'm supposed to go nat 20. I'm saying, see, I don't
Yeah,
know.
because I actually got a chart we're going to use tonight.
Oh, yeah, no, it's nat 20 plus 2. You know what that means? When the first attack roll of the night is a nat 20, that's the end of it.
All right, roll me a d10 to see what the crit does.
You can only go down from here. All right. 3.
3 times damage. So roll damage normally and triple it, including bonuses.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's a D8 because it's a long bow. Oh, my God. I rolled an 8. So 9 tripled to 27.
Oh, my God. You tell me what you do to this little small, poor little bird-looking creature.
Yeah, it comes out of the thing. She's just ready for something to come out of the water, to smell or whatever. And as soon as she sees movement, she just lets loose. The arrow probably goes directly through the creature and keeps going into the water. And then it just drops down on the ground. And then for a second, she's like, did I hit it? And just like water, like blood just pouring out of it. And she goes, oh, that didn't seem like it should have been in the water.
No. And it doesn't look like any animal I've ever seen, does it, Tony?
Not really. You go over and look at it. Roll me you can roll intelligence or wisdom, either one, your choice.
Okay.
D20.
Wisdom. Oh yeah, 3 under 6 or 3 under 16.
Yeah, you look at it, Caliana, and inspect it, and you can tell it's deformed and just like its body and its feathers have just been turned black. But for a minute, when you look at it, you've heard stories or whatever about sturges before, but it looks like it's been malformed or just changed for some. It doesn't look like a normal sturge from the stories you've heard.
Okay. Yeah, I would tell the party that something looks like it might be corrupting the wildlife in here, or at least in that water. I'm not going to go near it again.
Gunther replies, he says, yeah, there is one big giant mosquito.
Yeah.
And
okay.
he's gonna go next to that little rampart, next to that pool. And he'll look up. I mean, is it like a tower?
The round part, yeah, it's you can tell it's a large, and it's still mostly intact, a very large guard tower there.
Yeah, Gunther's going to look at the party and says, well, I think I can climb up the tower.
Oh.
Maybe I could have a better look inside.
Okay.
You could drop a rope down for us.
Yeah, and then he takes a rope and starts climbing.
All right, what's your climb deal? 80 something?
Let's see.
Is it 89 now, I think?
Yeah, it's 89.
Oh man, you you scoot up the thing a whole lot better than you think you would. Maybe you go up and you do find a window where you can look in.
Yeah, he's
And
gonna briefly look into the window.
yeah, you look in and you see a bunch of old tables and chairs that have, in various stages of decay and things. Some of them are turned over. You can tell it was definitely some type of main guard tower that kept watch on any kind of traffic coming up to the castle. But you don't see anything else in there. It's just, I mean, you can tell it's, a lot of ruins and it hadn't been used for years and years and years.
Does it have an open rampart, or does it have a little roof over it?
There's a roof over it, and you actually see one door that leads out of there.
He climbs up to the roof, or tries to.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you make it.
Yep, he climbs up, and once he's up there, he's gonna look around to see if there's any movement in the courtyard or anything
There
that.
is the main thing that you notice that is open inside the interior of the castle. That you see towards where number 7 is. You see a large open area that was probably what you can tell at one time was this beautiful, well-maintained garden, flower garden, and different gardens. I mean, you can see the walkways through it. But what you definitely notice in that open area there is in the southwest corner, there is a huge hole in the ground that goes below the ground. And as you do, you get that strong whiff of those odors that, I mean, it's definitely stronger. And you can tell it's coming from that area.
Yeah, he's gonna cup his hands over his mouth and shout in the direction of the party. He says, "I found the hole, a stinky hole. You want to come up here and take a look at it?"
Yeah, Birch will climb up. She won't say anything. She'll just do it.
Yeah, do you have a climb percentage?
Oh, yes, I do. 104.
Well, let's just make sure you don't get 100.
Yeah.
Oh no, you had a 66, so yeah.
Gunther drops the rope for everybody to use.
Well, can we get to that hole from here?
You would know you're gonna have to go in the interior of the castle. I mean, once you get up there, Birch, you can see what he's talking about. You see that number 7. You see it's just a big open area where there was open gardens and stuff. But the rest of the castle itself is pretty much the roof areas are secure. You know you're gonna have to get into the interior of the castle somehow. Which there is a door in this guard tower that you would think would lead out.
Well, we can't walk across the roof to that.
Oh
area
no,
anymore.
I mean, no, I mean you. I mean, if all of you wanted to try it, you could. It appears in areas that it may be dangerous.
Okay. Well, no, if that's the case, then that's what I want to know. I would probably say to Gunter, we probably shouldn't have them come up. They're not going to be so light-footed across the roof as we are. Better to go through the tunnel, the hallways.
Yeah, is there a door on the east side of the building, Tony?
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 doors actually on that map. You'll see there's 2 main doors on the south part of that, and 2 main doors on the north side of it.
Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, Bars is going to walk up and just open a pair of doors.
All right, do you want to go to the north or south end? I mean, the south end is closer to the tower where they're at.
Yeah, I'll just open the south doors. It seems fine.
Yep, when you open those doors, you look inside, you see a hallway. Goes north for a long ways, or if it goes south about 40 or 50 feet, and then appears to go back west from where you're at.
Well, I'm gonna climb back.
Yeah, I'll continue going north. Is it dark in here? I have infravision for 60 feet.
Yeah, it works. I mean, it's very dim. I mean, because there are some openings in the roof areas and different places. I mean, it's dim light enough to see you, but I mean, yeah, you'd probably come into effect.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing out there, Caliana, as you see bars go in from the ground?
Well, if they recommend we don't go up, I suppose I'll have to follow Bars.
All right. Both of you go into the hallway. You're on the bottom floor. What is Gunther and Birch going to do? Is you're on the top of the tower. They're on the top floor of the tower.
Gunther's gonna take out his arrow and take position to cover the pathway. If Bars and
You cannot see
Callion,
them. They're inside the castle. I mean,
yeah.
it's. Yeah, I mean, you had no idea where they're at.
So considering that they've entered from the eastern part of the building, he's gonna just look into the courtyard to see where they pop up. But he's got the bow drawn so that if anything moves or anything
All
monstrous
right,
comes out, yeah, he could shoot at him.
sounds good.
Birch will climb back down, and she'll then follow them into the castle.
You're gonna go back down and go into the doors, okay?
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Bars, you get up going up north of the passageway. You see when you get up about a good you're thinking 80 or 100 foot ahead. Once you get up there, there are two closed doors to the east that appear to go into an area. And then there's an open area back to the west, and you can now see this big open, huge deal, which was probably one time this beautiful garden area.
Okay. Does he see the hole in the ground, or?
You'd have to step on in kind of the garden. You have to walk in a little bit to be able to see it because it's in the southwest corner.
Okay. He's gonna go ahead and pull his bastard sword, just sort of rested on his shoulder, just in case, and he'll step out into the courtyard.
Yeah, when you step in there, then Gunther, you see Bars step in there. And you see now Bars in the southwest corner, this huge, huge hole in the ground. Earth has been pushed up and scattered around earth and rocks and stuff, but you see the huge hole in the ground and you get the strong whiff of the odors.
It's pretty bad.
Bird said it was
Calliana.
really bad.
Yeah, Calliana. Come look at this. Tell me
Okay.
what you think. You're in tune with nature. You should know if this is anything natural, right?
I'll take a look, Tony. I probably know it's nothing I've seen.
Yeah, you walk in there, Caliana, and you see, it breaks your heart because, would know at one time this was probably a very beautiful and magnificent garden. It was well maintained, but just due to age and years and ruin that it's, went back to growth of nature. But yeah, you see that large hole there in the southwest corner, and make me a intelligence check.
Okay. Yes. Nat 1.
Oh wow. You've done some studies then that you've heard when you think back to what the birds said about the rock from the sky. You've heard stories about meteorites and things that have fallen from the sky before and hit the earth.
Okay. I'll go back to Bars and say, well, it's not from this world, but if it was from the sky, then I'm not sure why it's so smelly, but it's just not natural to this forest anyway.
Hello there! Speak up a little louder, yeah?
Yep, Gunther, you see them two in the courtyard of the garden. Birch, you come on in and you hear them talking, so you go up north and then you walk into what is the garden area, and you see Bars and Caliana there.
So she says to them, this is why his move silent is only 15%.
Hey, Birch, why don't we buy this castle and rebuild this garden?
It would be nice to repair the garden. I do not know who owns this castle, but never can tell. What does it look like? Some kind of dragon or demon?
No, it's a skyrock.
Skyrock.
Yep.
I think I've fought any of those.
Back in my time working in the gardens, the people used to tell me of a pirate ship that took them across the lands. They said that they had a pet rock that actually attacked people whenever they were raiding other scuttles.
That seems unreal.
Hmm.
Is it below the ground?
Yeah, it's below.
Does it look like there's levels? Well, I guess I can just walk up along, but so I'm just gonna walk up. Does it look like it's like just a hole in the ground? Does it look like it like blew through the ground and there's like a dungeon level below that we could get to?
Yeah, when you go over and look down, it's very, very dark down there. You see it go down into the earth itself, but then you start seeing, even without any light source, you can catch the glint of what appears to be there was an underground portion of this castle. You can see maybe stone walls and stuff.
Well,
So
I
we
guess
don't
I'm
see
gonna-
any light coming from the rock. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
What was the question, Nikki? I'm sorry.
We don't see any light coming from the rock itself.
No, and you don't see the rock quite yet. I mean, it's pretty. Seems to be fairly deep, but I mean, you can catch the outline of the stone walls if you all walk over there and see below.
I guess I want to evaluate whether or not it seems reasonable to like drop a rope and climb in from here, or if we should look for stairs going down. Is there a way that I can figure that? I think it's
Yeah,
safe
you
or not.
start doing that. Gunther, you're watching all that, but you three are here at the hole there. Everybody needs to make a save versus poison or death.
I've been so good at those tonight.
Not
And I remain to be amazing. I rolled a 2.
Oh no. I'm pretty sure I made it with 18. Let me just check. Yeah, I only need 11. Yep.
Yep, 13.
Bars, roll me a D100.
14.
All right. Wow.
Skin turns green.
Bars, you're standing there, and like I say, the odor is very strong here. I mean, it's enough that you almost feel like you're fixing to have to put on some kind of face covering. I mean, the odors are bad. I mean, almost trying to retch and stuff. But Caliana, you and Bart are still holding strong enough. But Bars, you start coughing and everything, and then both of you look at Bars, and as you see him standing there, you see magically somehow these two other arms come out of his body, and Bars is standing there with 4 arms now.
Oh man.
My.
Bars.
Hmm.
I'm gonna admit that's kind of badass. Can you use them?
Can I use them?
You can, in fact, they'll, for the time that they are with you, which you don't know how long it'll be, of course, but for the time they're with you, if you get into combat, you'll get to make an extra attack with them.
Someone give me another bastard sword.
Gunther, you're on top of the tower. You see all this going on. What you want to do?
Yeah, he's gonna shout down, "Ah, what is happening down there? I see Bars with 2 arms sticking out of his sides. 2 extra arms, yeah?"
It's rude to be screaming from so far away. You realize.
What? I can't
then-
hear you.
Then she turns towards Bars and draws her bastard sword and gives it to him.
I like
Gunther,
that.
sniffs the air, and it just smells real terrible. So he's gonna draw his cloak around his face, and he'll actually climb down on the other side. He's gonna take the rope with him. He's not gonna use the rope to climb down. He's gonna take the rope and actually manually climb down on the other
Where
side.
do you want to go? There's a door there. Actually, you see a door that you would think would lead down to from the
Oh,
tower
okay.
back down to the main level.
Okay, yeah, I mean he's gonna go through the door then.
Yeah, you go down the door and you see, you're up high, but you see the stairs going down to the main level. And on your way there, make me a D100 roll, Gunther.
87.
87. Let's see here. You run across, you kind of kick it on the stairwell down as you're going down, and look down as you kick it, and it kind of bounces across one of the stairs. There, you look and you see there's a copper holy symbol that is laying there.
Ah, what is this? And then he picks it up and he rubs the dirt off. If it looks valuable, he's going to stuff it in his pocket.
Yeah, you look at it and make me a intelligence roll to see if maybe you would recognize the what's inscribed on it.
Ooh, he has no idea. I just rolled 19.
Yeah. You look at it. I mean, you probably think it's worth something to somebody. So yeah, you pick it up.
Yep, and he continues to make his way down.
Tony, since we know that it's really smelly and we're having an issue with it, Birch would take like a cloth, that you would have, and like pour some of her water skin and crush some of that peppermint that we have in it, and then put that over her face.
Yep, you can do that.
That's a good idea.
Bars is feeling a bit like a badass now. He's gonna grab some rope and tie, slam a spike into the ground and tie that rope off to that spike, and then he's gonna sheathe the bastard sword that the monk gave him, and he'll say thanks, and he'll be like, you can just follow me down whenever, and he has his bastard sword in the other hands, and he's gonna use his new hands to climb down as he's wielding his bastard sword.
Yep, you're going to start climbing down the hole.
Yeah.
You go down for a ways. Yeah, on that map, it does not, let me see. Y'all do not have the bottom portion, but it's not that much, so I can describe it to you. You go down bars for, good ways. The first thing you see is this large, very large, jagged looking, I mean, it's not really complete round, of course, but it's jagged and piercing points coming out of everywhere. This large, huge, just dark rock that is embedded into the ground, and part of it is destroyed part of this room underground. And you would probably think, the way Caliana would have spoken earlier, this is probably the sky rock that she was mentioning. But you notice it has crashed down into this underground room that, from what you can see, is probably about, let's see, it's probably about 40 by 100 foot long, once you start looking at it. And there's all these, first you think it's a library because you see these shelving units all down through it, but you don't see any books, but you start seeing all these different variations of different vials and decanters and jugs and all different things that are stacked up on these shelving units.
He's going to pull his other bastard sword and slowly begin to approach.
Yeah, you're going to go ahead and walk in and look at it closer?
With both bastard swords in my forearms.
Yeah, you start noticing when you looking that it's probably, this is some type of alchemy lab or some kind of wizard's lab, and they probably were making different kind of concoctions here as far as liquids and potions and stuff. You see the shelves are still lined with all different ones, and then you see where that rock it hit. It hit part of the shelving units and busted a bunch of them. You see, of course it's dried up now, but you could see the broken bottles, ceramic, glass, all different kind of vessels that have been broken up.
All right. Are there any doors or anything that lead out of this place?
You notice that at the far end there appears to be just a wooden door that's closed. It's be kind of where you're at. It's going to be right at the edge of your vision. I mean, but you can definitely tell it appears to be a door down at the very far west of this room. You come in on pretty much the northeast part of it.
All right. Bars will go back to the hole. He'll yell up there's a bunch of broken jars down here, and there's a door. I'm gonna investigate, and he's gonna start heading to that door.
All right. Well, at that, I look at Caliana and say we should probably go down there.
Yep, we should probably go with him.
Yeah, Gunter will be here in any moment, I'd guess. So I'll go down first. There's a rope there, right? So I'll just slide down the rope, and then when I get to the bottom, I'll start lighting up a torch.
Yep, you do that. We'll jump back to you to bars for just a moment. You get down there and there's a wooden door that goes into another room there. Of course, it's you can tell there's no one's been here. I mean, it's very aged and things that you can see on the outside bars. You read in like a script. It says office.
Yeah, I have I have swords in each hand, so I'm gonna use my foot to just kick the door open.
Oh yeah, you easily bust it open, and you're looking into a room. It's about you would think about 15 by 30 or so, and it appears to be like an office. You see a lot of old books and a desk and things and papers, but I mean everything is mill. I mean you get to smell the mildew and mold and stuff. Now you would probably think this was the wizard alchemist office.
Mm. Ugh. Smells like magic. Uh, he's gonna like sheathe one sword, and he'll use his other free hands now to begin to dig through his backpack to like find a torch and flint and steel.
Yeah, you start doing that as you make your way down Birch. Gunther, you get down to the bottom there, to the main area, and you can see very easily which goes into the open courtyard. You find your way in there very quickly as you see Caliana standing over there now. You don't see the other two.
Yeah, I'd go down after Birch.
Nice. Yeah, he's gonna pull that cloth, piece of cloth from his cloak tighter around his mouth and nose because it has just gotten nasty.
Yeah, once you get to that hole, in fact, once you get over there by it, you've got your face covered up and stuff. I mean, it's so strong. Make me a poison death save.
Oh boy. I rolled 11. Poison death. I failed.
Ooh, roll me a D100.
51.
51. I'm going to send you a message of what happens because you may want to handle it however you want to handle it. All right, Gunther, that's what happens. And you see it also. Caliana is going down this rope down into the underground room at that point also, of course.
Yeah, he looks at his hand and everything, and it just starts to fade. And he just goes, "Oh, now I'm vanishing." And then he just shuts up and follows Caliana.
All right, Caliana, you get to the bottom there. Birch has got her torch lit up. Y'all hear bars on inside the area. You notice the same thing that you see the large black rock. It is pierced into the ground, and hit part of the shelving units and broke different vessels, glass, ceramic, all different kind of things. But the liquids themselves are pretty much all dried up now. But you hear bars at the end, and you notice other intact shelving units of just all different types of different bottles and things. So you would definitely all would know this was some type of wizard alchemy lab.
Can we determine if the smell is coming from like the now dried but spilled potions, or whatever we call them, on the floor, or if it's coming from the stone itself?
Maybe a wisdom check.
Okay. Oh, I got a 12. My wisdom is 16 or 15, so that's success.
Yeah, you're pretty confident the majority of this is coming from probably the broken bottles and all these different potions that had mixed together. Even though most of it's dried up now, you definitely feel that's probably where the majority of the smell come from. And you can see, the impact of the meteorite itself, and a lot of them are still impacted on it. You see the glass and ceramics into it, and little small splotches of still wet. But you can tell it's definitely not as bad as it probably was when this thing first crashed into it.
Right. Okay. I'll
Seems
back
like this
away.
was very bad luck.
Yeah, I'll back away and I'll say, I wonder if we can bury the exposed area to reduce the smell. Eventually, the earth will reclaim it.
Well, we've seen the effects. We need to do something to stop this miasma from rising. Oh,
Yeah. This one near dwarf.
You know, we could just leave it alone and the smell will dissipate.
Y'all hear the voice of Gunther and turn around. Nobody's standing there.
Gunther,
Gunther?
come down.
I will. But I can hear you.
Gunther?
And you see the rope is kind of it moved when but when you look, Gunther is standing. You see him nowhere around at all.
Gunther, what's going on?
Well, I am here, but you can't see me, yeah?
Oh. You've been working on your hiding. Very good.
Ja, sehr gut. I do agree.
After that bugbear attack.
So Bars is gonna light this room on fire.
The office room or the main
Yeah.
room?
Yeah, the office room.
How are you going to do it?
I have a torch. I'm just gonna start. You said there were papers and stuff around. Start burning papers and stuff.
Are you going to pile them up and put the torch on it?
Yeah.
All right.
What are you doing, Boris?
Y'all
I don't know
not
if you
really,
got-
y'all
yeah.
are not y'all are not really close to the area where Bars is, unless you would have moved on down. But I don't think you would have had time really by now.
Yeah, probably not until we smell it burning will we really know what's going on.
Yep.
Right.
Although we might smell it. So I say the same thing. I say maybe we can try to bury this to get the smell down now. I know what you're saying, Gunther, that it might dissipate anyways over time, but it could be killing animals and things now.
We know it's deforming them.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Bars, you do that. You put the books and scrolls and papers. Even some of them are mildewed and stuff. You lay a torch down. It starts to light up, and all of you hear the loud whoosh as an explosion happens. Everybody make a save versus poison or death.
Oh, jeez. Fantastic. We're like, how can we take care of this environmental hazard? Whoa! 14. Let's see.
15. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. My save's 11.
Oh man.
Assuming I had to do it as well, I failed.
Yeah. What are we rolling against? It doesn't matter. I rolled 3.
Save against poison or death.
I rolled 3. That's a fail.
That's
If
probably
you
not
fail, you take 18 points of damage. If you
Oh, I'm
pass,
dead.
you take 9.
Oh wow.
I'm down to -1.
That puts
Oh,
you
wow.
okay. Well, hold on, you're not dead.
Yeah.
We'll start with you, Bars. You failed. I'll start with you. You're at -1.
Yeah.
All right, make another save versus poison or death.
Oh wow! Finally, actually made it even with my -1.
You'll
14
be
over
at
12.
you'll be at 1 HP then. You're
All
conscious
right.
at 1 HP. Caliana, did you make it?
Yep.
So you take 9 points
Yep.
of damage. You're still okay.
Yes.
All right, Gunther, you failed. You said
Yes.
you take 18 points. Where will that put you at?
1 point.
You're still at 1 HP. Wow. Okay, good.
Yep.
And what about Birch?
I succeeded. I'm fine.
And took 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are having this discussion when you just hear the woof as this flame and fire just shoots down this whole area of this deal.
Holy crap. Yeah, she'll yell out because obviously she doesn't know that Bars caused it. So she'll be like, Bars, and she'll start moving in that direction.
Bars?
Gunther is like thrown into the ground with like the 3rd-degree burn or something, and he's rolling around on the ground and says, "Ah, I'm on fire."
Yeah, and y'all hear Gunther's voice again, but you do not see him.
And
You're on fire. I don't see it.
Yeah, we don't see you.
Ah, that is the problem. And he rolls around, and finally, when it stops, he says, "I feel a lot of pain."
Okay, stay here. We have to see if Bars is okay.
Unless I guess Bars would come running out of the fire unless Tony says different.
Yeah, that's fine. You come running out of the room, Bars. Both of y'all, Caliana and Barch would see you first. I mean, you see Bars coming out just scorched. I mean, he's probably not green anymore right now. He's probably black. I mean, just burned everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Bars, what happened?
Yeah, I was trying to get rid of the bad magic. Oh, come on, we should get out of here.
Well, we still have to take care of the smell. Did it take care of the smell when you burned it? No.
Did the smell go away, Tony?
Some of it did. I mean, of course, you smell the burn of fire, remnants of a fire now, of course. A lot of the walls are blackened, some of the shelves and things. Of course, a lot of the potions now are on the ground busted, and you see puddles of potions. Some of it went away, but now with the extra deal of the new busted bottles and vessels, there's more smells coming out.
Right. So you made it worse. Good job, Bars. All right, let's get out of here for now. We gotta try to bury this.
Yeah.
I smell burnt flesh.
Well, you said you were on fire.
And I think it's coming from me.
Do you need help, Gunther?
I shall manage. And then he follows you guys out.
Yeah, you see, y'all gonna climb back up the rope to the main the garden area, the courtyard.
Yeah, there was only that one door, right? So.
Yep, that was only that one door. Bars would have noticed that was the only door.
Yeah, we climb out. It's probably filling with smoke down there at this point.
Yeah, you three make it up, and then you see the rope wiggle and move as Gunther makes his way up slowly, but you don't see Gunther, of course.
Yeah.
Bars, make me a saving throw, poison or death when you get back up top.
Failed.
Yeah, you look down, Bars, and your arms that had grown in earlier, they both have just like melted back into your body, and you can see the scars of where they were. But now you're back to normal as far as your physique.
Like Bars gets to the top, with his arms, and he goes to two of his knees, like he's gonna catch himself with his other arms, and he just ends up like smacking his face into the concrete. And he's just like, "Oh, my arms, no!"
Oh, that was quite a thing when you had those extra arms. We should get away from the smell. How large is this hole in the ground?
It's fairly large of where it impacted at. I mean, it's probably, let me see on this map where I can kind of tell. We'll say roughly 20 by 20, something like that.
Okay, so it's pretty big. So what Birch is thinking is perhaps we can find, this is a castle, right?
Yep, ruins of an old castle.
Yeah, I mean, it's ruins. So perhaps we can find a place of worship or possibly something that's made out of wood. We can cover the hole with wood. So maybe like tables or benches or because we can't fill it in. It's going to be too deep, right? So
yeah, especially by hand, you would never probably get it filled in by hand.
Yeah. If we had a dwarf, we could try to collapse it, but I don't think we're going to do that. So she's thinking if we cover it with wood or something, then maybe we can throw dirt on top of that, and that will at least help. That's the only thing she can think of, unless somebody has a better plan. You got move earth there, Druid?
No, not yet.
Bars also, you look down where those two extra arms were, and like I say, it's just your skin and your body is scars. You see scars on it. So lower your charisma score by 1, and that will be permanently.
And Bart's just so charismatic.
Did you get me, Crystal?
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Yeah, I heard you. I got it.
All right. But yeah, I mean, you feel fine besides of what just happened. But I mean, as far as you just notice the scarred skin and tissues and stuff, man, where they were.
Yeah, I think it's gonna drop me down another level of charisma. I gotta check real quick. Yeah, no, actually not. Still at a +1 reaction, 3 retainer, 6 morale.
All right.
You're the most charismatic half-orc ever.
I mean,
That's
I got a
what I
6. No, I got a 6 charisma. A +1 reaction is bad because.
Oh, that's right. This is backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one thing Labyrinth Lord did was flip it. So I don't know. That's my plan. I don't know if you guys want to try to do that or if we should just. The other thing we could do is we could go out and fell some trees and do it that way. But I think we need to cover the whole.
Yeah, and you three are standing there discussing that. You still do not see Gunther.
Oh, you still here, Gunther?
I think I'm here.
Here, Gunther, hold this. And I'm going to hand him my torch. Does it disappear if he takes it from me?
Do you reach for it, Gunther?
Yeah.
Yeah, he reaches. You put it in the area. He tells you, and Gunther reaches out and grabs it, and it just poof disappears.
But the light's still there, right?
Yeah, you see. You're holding a torch, Gunther. Now you see it.
Yeah, but others could probably see the light radiating from where
Nope, they don't see anything. They see everything just disappear.
Oh, even the light disappeared. Okay, so we have no way to really track you. We don't know where you are, Gunther, so you're just going to have to keep letting us know you're here. But let's get out of this smell for now, because we're probably going to take another hit.
Cowbell around his neck.
forget about it. And then he picks up a little handful of dirt and then throws it on the ground. This is where I am.
Okay, well, let's get out of this space.
Yep, out of the smell.
Yeah.
I may have an idea, but I have to see something here.
Okay. Yeah, let's just get out of the main area of the smell for now. I guess outside's probably the least smelly area, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, once you leave the garden area back into like the main hallway, like where bars come from originally, or any of the other areas, it's all the open areas, or the north, south, east, and west are open back into the main castle. When you get to those areas, the smell dissipates quite a bit from the courtyard.
Oh. Okay.
Not gonna work. Nope.
No. Okay.
Gunther's gonna give the torch back to Birch. He's gonna tap on her shoulder and says, "Here is your torch."
All right. She'll stick her hand out, and then if you put it in her hand, she'll take it.
Yep.
She'll put it out actually, because we're not a torch out here. I don't think. Man, it's not a good idea to put fire to magic things. Bars.
How else were we going to get rid of the magic?
Well, very carefully.
Yeah, not like that. Okay, so I mean, I'm it's a little meta because I'm looking at the map, but in the tower when Gunther went through, are those furnishings there or no? I will ask.
Yeah, he would have seen they're like broken tables and chairs and stuff. Some of them were overturned. I mean, just in different disarray.
Yeah, so I'll ask Gunther if he saw any furniture, and hopefully he remembers that.
Yeah, he answers. He just says he's seen broken chairs and altars and things like that.
All right, I mean, at least for now, that's going to be Birch's plan, unless somebody comes up with something better. She's going to head in that direction to get to start lugging some of that wood in there.
Why don't we collapse the tower onto the hole?
I think it's too far away. We're not dwarves. How tall is the tower?
The tower is roughly, we'll say 30 feet, and you would know it would be too far. I mean, it wouldn't reach that exactly.
Well, I would like to suggest that we go back and rest up and come back another day. I'm about to just keel over it and die.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
you do know, I'll let you use the, even though it wasn't combat, I mean, you can say it was, you can, if you want to stop and bind your wounds, you can take 10 minutes and, get another D3 back.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna suggest that they take some time.
The
yeah, that
rest of
makes
y'all
sense.
want to take the 10 minutes to rest and,
Yeah, I mean, we'll do it at the tower. We'll get over there and look at what we got over there, and that way we're in a secure place, and then do it there. Can we do it there?
Yep.
yep, you can do it there and everybody can get a D3 back recovery.
Nice. Not too bad.
All right.
So
I
we're
got
still-
2 points back.
Nice.
My HP is back to 3.
Man, that was close for a couple of y'all.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for Gunther's Constitution bonus, he would have been gone.
But yeah, y'all all going to the tower to rest and stuff. And you notice some the tables and benches and all that you. Or your plan is to try to like take them and build a deal where like you're kind of making a bridge across it where you're laying everything on top of the hole.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Because we probably don't have anything that's fully long enough, but the idea is just to cover it. As cover it as
Right,
best
yeah,
we
just
can.
cut, yeah.
And then maybe
yeah,
if we get it
you
covered,
find some of this will work most definitely for that.
yeah. Because then we can maybe throw earth on top of that or something, right? Just so that we have a base. That's all she can think of to do. I don't want to leave it at this point. I mean, we don't know if it's just a meteorite. We don't. Well, Birch doesn't believe that it's the meteorite. She believes it's the potions. So
Right.
she's going to assume that it'll go away eventually. I mean, I know that not burying it isn't going to take care of like the water and stuff, but she doesn't know that. She's just thinking of the smell. That's the obvious thing.
Mm.
Yeah. You know what we're not going to do? Let it on fire. Let's say it together.
Not agreeing to anything with that.
Let's work as a team. So that's good. That's what Birch wants to do.
Yeah, roll me a percentage, Birch.
All right. Good. Percentile. Oh, I hope high is good because that's a 94.
Oh wow, yeah. You actually start finding enough of material there in the tower and around the tower, maybe in that hallway, the stairs up and down, and the tower itself in that area. Though you cover up about 90% of the whole.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. Whew. I'm sure that takes a while. So.
Oh yeah, we'll say it.
Yeah.
We're going to say that definitely takes a time. I mean, after you do everything.
Then, Birch, I think a giant in the sky let a frozen turd drop from his castle.
Well, we did encounter those giants the one time. Well, almost.
Yeah, when the frozen turd must have hit the ground so hard, it put a hole in the ground.
Oh, what a load of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
just looks like
Birch,
Birch
you notice that part of the smell, after some time, it starts kind of wafting down. I mean, if you get part of that covered up, so I mean, you're pretty confident that is helping some.
All right. Well,
Gunther, make me a saving throw, poison or death.
Oh, brother. Oh, man. I failed. 9.
Yep, you're still invisible
Birch is miserable.
during all this time. And like if you carry stuff, Gunther, over there, nobody sees you. I mean, you see yourself carrying it, but they don't see you at all. But once you lay it down on the hole, it appears.
Yeah, Gunther, moves a couple of planks, and then he just keeps on saying, he stays on path, in between these areas, and he says, "I'm still helping, yeah. I'm still moving around," but he's actually lying down.
Oh, too funny. Yeah, I think that would be all. I mean, I'm assuming sleep most of the day, and then we'll probably rest, and then head back. Because I from Birch's point of view, she thinks that it's not worth like really exploring the rest of this place until the smell's gone. Because clearly the smell is deadly.
Right.
Unless we have a better solution. I mean, unless somebody has another idea.
Gunther's gonna actually look around a little bit.
While
He's
you're invisible?
invisible. Yeah, he's invisible, so he
Yeah.
figures why not, so he goes back into one of those, hallways, and he's
Well, you
looking
just tell
around.
me. You tell me which. Have you got the map pulled up?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me where you want to go. We'll go from there. Because I mean, you can pretty much find your way around. You're invisible,
Okay. Um. Well, I can't see the
and you're not
numbers.
telling the rest of them, right? You're going to leave without them knowing it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, he's gonna go to these chambers in 9. He's gonna like listen for sound coming from like individual chambers.
Yeah. When you go in that area, number 9, the main door that leads into there, you definitely know this is probably with some type of barracks for the military, for the troops here based. Each of them are individual rooms that, and a couple of all of number 9 rooms are all the barracks for individual soldiers and stuff. Roll me a, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll me a d6 8 times and let me know how many times you get a 1 or 2 total.
I'm just pulling out all these d6s. You want me to roll 8 of them, right?
Yeah, roll 8 times, and if you get a 1 or 2, just total up how many times you get a 1 or 2 for a total.
Oh man, I only got 2 one time, and then that's it.
All right, so 1 time.
Yep.
Roll me a D100 then first.
I got 25.
Yeah, and as you go from room to room, you see, of course, the bedding's all torn and rotted. What was there and things. The chairs are all broken. I mean, you can tell that you know that probably somebody looted part of this long, long time ago. But you are able to find under one of the beds a tattered leather belt that has been coiled and like stuffed up into like a leather pouch. You can tell the belt. I mean, is it's worn. I mean, it's old. There's no way the belt would be used. But the buckle is actually made out of bronze,
Nice.
and it has a picture of this large fat goose on it. So you would think that buckle would be worth a little bit. So you take a belt with a buckle with a goose on it.
Okay.
Roll me another D100.
Okay. 58.
Yeah, you find 8 silver pieces in another room there. But yep, that's it. That's all you can tell. This probably the majority of this area here has probably been looted years and years ago. But that's all you find is the belt, buckle, goose, and 8 silver pieces.
Okay. Could he go to other areas, or
Yeah, if you want to. I mean,
how long has it been since he has been looking around this place?
I'm gonna say you've probably with those 8 rooms. That took a good. I'm gonna say probably 30 minutes at least to look in all those 8 rooms. I mean, they're pretty small, but if you thoroughly looked around that area, probably 30 minutes.
Yeah, he returns to the courtyard to see Birch and all these other people. And as Birch passes by Gunther, he says, "Ah, my arms! I've been working too hard, yeah."
Well, you're pretty wounded there, Gunther. Why don't you take a break?
How long do you think you will do this?
Until it's
We're
done.
almost until it's done. Until we finish it, then we're gonna have a nice dinner and rest for the night, and we'll head back to town.
Well, that sounds so good. I will be resting right over there in the corner. He just says it. He doesn't even point where it is. And he returns to room 12, if he could.
Room 12. Yep, you find your way down there. You walk into a room. You see, some tables, chairs, pretty much like the rest of them, and different arrays of various states that are, and most of them are not in good shape. Um, but you're looking around, you can tell that this room was probably the treasury. It's very well secured when you went in, and you can see just by the way this is set up, and maybe you find some papers that are still there, that this was probably the treasury for the castle. But it's long been looted, or the treasure and coins have been removed. You don't find anything else in there.
Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna quickly glance through there and then move to the room adjacent to that place. I think it's 13 or.
Yeah, number 13.
Yep.
Yep, you walk in through there. You see a large round table that is still in fairly good condition. But I mean, it's huge. I mean, you would know it would be heavy. And you see different chairs that are around it, and some of them are torn and broken. On the table itself, you see a large emblem. You would probably would know would have been the emblem of the Frey Weave family. You can tell this was probably some type of meeting room. But
Yeah.
roll me a d6 while you're in there.
We got 3.
Yep, you look around, you don't find anything that seems to be of any value, but you
Yep.
can tell it's just some type of big meeting room.
He's gonna glance around and move to room 14.
Yeah, you go into 14. This is a huge area. You notice all these stone columns that are every like 10, 15 foot. I mean, there's just a whole room of these stone columns from floor to ceiling. You have no idea. You're puzzled by this room, as big as and vast as it was. You don't see, maybe you would think it'd be a throne room or something at first, but you don't see any type of throne or dais or anything. You just notice these stone columns. They're plain. They don't have any writing or etching on them. Nothing else is in that room. It's empty. And
Yeah,
we'll say you've been about probably another 30 minutes has went by.
Yeah, he comes back to the courtyard and tells him, well, Kalyana, I've been looking around the place because I cannot be seen. I thought it would be safe to do so. And I found this one large room full of pillars. Do you want to take a look at it? I did not see any creatures.
Oh, full of pillars? What, do they have special things on them? Writing and such?
Well, I could guide you there. I did see some things. I did not take too much time in looking through them.
Yeah, how are you going to guide me? Can I touch him?
Make me a saving throw again, Gunther. Death save.
Okay, well, that's safe. 17, so he makes it this time.
Kalyana, you reach out, you maybe talking, you reach out to touch him, and all of a sudden, poof, Gunther appears back in flesh right in front of you.
There you are. You look awful.
And he's all bloody and
Yeah.
covered in cinder, basically.
Yeah,
And-
I'll do
and-
cure light wounds if I see that. I'll cure light wounds on you.
Nice.
So it's 1d6 plus 1.
Yep. Could you roll for me?
Yep. 6.
Ooh, nice.
Well, yeah, y'all all in the garden, and Gunther appears in front of you all, Birch and Bars, and you're all back together now.
Nice.
Wow. It's good to see you. Then she kind of smiles a little bit.
Well, it's good to be seen. And with that cure light wound, he's looking a lot better. He breathes a sigh of relief and he says, I feel a lot better too.
Well, that's
Should
good.
we check out this room with the pillars?
Yeah, if we're mostly done covering, we might as well check it out before we rest.
Yeah, because that's been, I'm gonna say that you've got it pretty much covered up.
All right. Yeah, let's check it out. She'll grab her gear. I mean, she was, she stripped down to the loincloth.
Huh,
No.
huh, huh. Bars, are you going with them?
Yeah, Bars will go with them.
Yeah, you four make your way to this large, vast room that Gunther spoke of, and you see all those stone columns that go from floor to ceiling. They're all very plain. Nothing's ornate about them. There's no inscriptions on them, no drawings etched or anything. The room, if you look around, spend 10 minutes looking around, all of you, it's empty. I mean, there's nothing there to indicate what this room would have been used for at all.
And on the way there, they would have passed through, the meeting room. And Gunther points out, I think the symbol over there is a crest belonging to the family. Could it be that the table is valuable?
Yeah, you all go into the meeting room there, number 13. You see the free weave crest on the table itself. The table's still in very good condition. The wood that was probably used is very ancient and old and aged. The table's very heavy. I mean, it would take a lot of people to move this table out of here.
It might be valuable, Gunther, but I don't know how we'd move it.
Birch is looking at it going, man, if we found this table first, we could have covered up that hole in 2 seconds. Yeah, we would, if / when we come back here after the smell is dissipated, maybe we can bring wagons if we want to try to take that table. But it doesn't seem like something we could carry right now. That's for sure.
We might have to come back here eventually. That meteorite. Might want a
Yes.
sample of it, but I just didn't have time,
Yes, I agree. I think that also, I think Elsicle might be interested in such things.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Just which kind of leans in. Maybe we won't bring, with us.
Or at least make him stay up top.
Birch looks at her like Burt's, outfit. She shakes her head.
Are you all wanting to sit up like you're going to camp here tonight or go back into the woods?
I think here makes the most sense. If we can get inside the tower, right? Because the only way in the tower is that one window in the door, right?
Yep.
So that's pretty easy to secure, I would imagine. So that would be what I would say. If it's not too smelly,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, assuming it's not too smelly, I would try to stay in the tower. Would be my preference. But
yeah, y'all can sit up in the tower, and as y'all do make your setting for that, let's take a real live bio break for about 5 minutes. We'll come back and go from there.
all right, sounds good.
All right, I'm back.
I'm here.
All righty.
I'm also here.
Well, there's 3 of us. Man, that was
I'm here.
close. There's 4.
Yep, almost had a TPK. Pretty good.
Almost. You better be glad I rolled low on damage. That was 6d6 damage.
Wow.
Hmm.
Oh, wow.
Fireball, baby.
Yeah.
Do like a fireball.
You do not want to get hit by a fireball in a small space, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, if I didn't make the save, I would have only had 1 hit point left, too.
Luckily, y'all all leveled up. That helped out.
Yeah, for sure. 'Cause I
Definitely.
would've, for sure. Yes.
Mhm.
I guess we've learned not to let the half-orc go first. Clearly can't be trusted.
I mean,
Who's
you
it-
guys
who's
know
it?
he
Unless they
hated
decide they
magic
want to
and-
keep magic. When they want to keep the magic item for themselves, it's fine. Otherwise,
No.
they blow up the party. That
The
makes
only
sense.
reason I kept the helmet though is because it protects from magic.
Mhm.
Mars was fixing to bust everything open with them 4 arms.
Yeah,
Yeah, the arms were awesome.
I did enjoy having 4 arms. I gotta admit, I wouldn't
Oh.
have mind. I wouldn't mind keeping this.
Yeah. It probably wouldn't have gone over well in town, but it was pretty awesome. You have to wear a trench coat all the time.
Change
Yeah, you
my
can-
name to Gora. Gora.
Goro.
Yeah, you'd wear a trench coat and that big helmet. That'd be funny.
Right. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing though. It's like someone doesn't like me having 4 arms. What are they going to do about it? You know, I'll just punch them 4 times.
Yeah. True. And then there'll be 50 civilians.
Then
50
You'll be
011
right.
humans with Schwartz.
you'll be in jail next to Caliana, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. True.
But at least you
Mm.
won't be charged with what she gets charged with.
That's right. I mean, you beat up Gunther with just 2 arms, so
Be hanged for being a 4-arm freak.
yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know if there's a better reason than that to get him. Well, Birch wouldn't hang you; she would defend you. But villagers
Yes.
aren't always.
Yeah. True. What game do we have tomorrow? Do we have a game tomorrow?
Here tomorrow's the go back to the 80s.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Me go
Right.
up and- Well, speaking of that, even though it's not really related to that, there is a red box 5e. The one for because it's funny, I was just moving around some stuff and I saw a red box on my shelf and I'm like, hold on, that is a red box 5e. When I pulled it out, it's the Stranger Things one.
Oh,
The
okay.
The one for that, they did a red box. It doesn't have that picture though. It has.
Yeah, I forgot when you say that. I forgot that they sure did now.
Yeah, that was.
But I
But
couldn't
that's fun.
imagine what Rush was talking about. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
God, I just don't remember that. And then when he put up that picture, I looked at the way the logos were done. I was like, that's a 4E product because they just every logo is different for each version. So I was like, that's
Yeah.
a 4E.
Yeah, you were on it. I blew it up and looked at the character sheet and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They have like trained or untrained next to the stats and stuff. That's like a different way to do it, right? So it's their proficiency. Yeah.
But I'm thinking he done found a rare box deal that nobody else has. I'm like, man, he lucked out.
I'm kind of curious about that 4E one. I mean, that might be a good way to try 4th edition. I have this like mission to try every edition at some point, but I've only done 1, 2, and 5. So there's 3 and 4 that I have to tackle.
Well, technically 3 and 3.5 because, I mean, they're the same, but they're also like not the same.
I've never played either one. I got a bunch of their
Yeah.
source books.
I mean, I
of
think
course, but
right. I'd probably play 3.5, and that would be the same. I mean, 3.5 was just the fix of 3 because 3 was like the
Yeah,
the
exactly.
beta because that was a new system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someday I'll
Yeah.
do it. I'm thinking I'll do it at like a convention where they give you a pre-gen, and I'll be like, "Let me look at my feet tree," and I'll like roll out the paper and it'll like go across the whole room. This character's only second level. What do I?
hey, yeah, let me take 10 minutes to find my.
Yeah, exactly what I'm going to do. Oh my god! I was reading. So I'm part of this DM's Facebook page. Like I said, it's all 5 and they regularly post about how each person takes 15 minutes on their turn. 15 minutes?
Yep.
How could it even take 15 minutes? It doesn't seem possible. Oh no, not at my table.
It shouldn't be that way.
I don't get involved in those because I feel like it'd become like a bash, and I don't want to come off like a jerk. But no, like if you don't know what your character does, then don't play that character.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have notes, that's what I'll say. I mean, you should have handwrite them, type them up, whatever. I mean, have notes of everything you can and cannot do. And I mean, sure, you're going to overlook stuff from time to time, but I mean,
Of course.
be prepared.
Yeah, it's excusable sometimes when you have to like look something up really quickly or whatever. But every single turn, looking up multiple spells and stuff, no. You should have a general idea of what it does. Yeah. That's actually one reason why I really like an Astonishing Swordsman, and also in BX, if you do it correctly, you actually declare action before the round starts. So then you could just be like, what are you doing? I'm going to cast a spell. Okay, well, while everything else is happening, you can be going through and figuring out all your spell shits when it gets to you.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Okay. That extra step actually makes them go faster in a sense because it's assumed that you know what you're doing when it gets to you.
Yeah.
So,
I'm back.
welcome back.
All right, Gunther, you made it back. We are back then. Gunther, you make it back. All of you camp out that evening at night in the tower. It's secure. You don't hear any noises. Nothing tries to break down the door and get you all.
Nice.
The next morning arrives.
Yeah.
You still have even in the tower, you still have the somewhat odor. I mean, it's still, but it's not as pungent and strong as from inside there.
Do we receive any HP back over the?
Yeah, overnight. Let me look here on my little deal. That's a good point. I'm glad you've told me that. You get another D3 because there was no interruption, so you can roll another D3 HP recovery.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, good.
3, nice.
Sehr gut, as Gunther would say.
Yeah, it's the next morning. What was the plan?
I think we were gonna go, weren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Birch would suggest that we leave. She doesn't really want to spend time exploring this place, although I guess if Gunther said in front of her that he basically explored the place already, that's whatever. But she wouldn't want to spend a lot of time exploring the place while it smells. Like she figures we'd always come back to it. It wasn't that hard to get here. And hopefully in fact, we should come back for sure because of the meteorite that we could possibly get samples for Elsicle.
Yep.
And also I know that Taliana wants to have samples of it, but I don't think it's a good idea to take them now. So
Gunther says, how about we just, explore the top levels real quick in about an hour or so before we head out?
You would know, Gunther, that there's really no top levels. Most of them have crashed in or something. The main thing is just the main part of the like the area that's on the map. I mean, all the ground floor.
Right. So, I mean, I would be suggesting looking into like room 15, 16, 17, and 18. Basically those, top floors that they're glancing over.
on the other side of the place. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you had explored before because I didn't have the map up when you were explaining the rooms. So, yeah, I mean, Bertha would be okay with spending a little bit of time here, but she just wants to go on the road today. Like, she doesn't want to spend a lot of time. So, yeah, she's not opposed to it if you want to go.
Yeah, he relays the information about the barracks and the pillar room, but he just wants to explore the top portion. Yeah. But and he also shares the information about finding that belt buckle.
Oh, cool.
And he shows to the rest of the group.
Do you tell him about the copper holy symbol and the 8 silver pieces too, or just the belt buckle? I mean, that's up to you.
The buckle and the 8 silver pieces, yeah, but he's gonna keep that,
Holy symbol,
symbol.
I got you.
Neat. And the buckle looks like a swan?
Yeah, it's got a picture of a kind of a fat goose on the buckle.
A goose. And that's not the symbol that we saw that was on the table, though, right?
It is not, no.
Okay. Huh. That's unusual. Yeah, Birch is always fascinated by that stuff, but she says, yeah, if you want to do a quick exploration, let's do it. How you feeling today, Bart?
We'll start with room 15. Gunther, as you go up to the door is closed to this room. You want to just open it up or just anything else? Or
Yeah, he's gonna open it up.
yeah, and you hear a piano playing. No, you open it up and the room's probably about 15 by 30, we'll say. It's pretty small. It's empty. I mean, there is nothing in here. I mean, it's like this whole room has just been cleaned out. You can probably tell it was maybe some type of little storage room, but I mean, there's nothing in here now. It's empty.
Okay.
If you go up north, the door to 16 is closed if you want to open it.
Yeah, he tries to pull it open.
Yep, you open 16 and you're looking into a room that you could tell was definitely the kitchen and probably the kitchen workers' quarters, as you see other small rooms on the west side of that main room. But you can tell this was an old kitchen. And as it does, if all 4 of you go in there, I'll start with you, Bars. You roll me a D6.
D6.
Yes.
1.
All right, roll me a D30. You got a D30?
Yeah, I can do a D30.
All right.
9.
Oh, man. You find, well, this fits a kitchen, so you're looking around, Bars, and you kind of sniff for a moment, as all these different odors you've been smelling the past couple days here. But you find an old rind of cheese that is clad in beeswax. And you get down, and you can see on the emblems of it. I mean, you can tell some of it may still be good, but it's probably made by the dwarves. You see an emblem of a dwarven deal on it.
Yeah, I'm a high fork. I'll take it.
Yep, you got a wheel of dwarven cheese.
Man.
Huh. Caliana, roll me a D6.
All right. 5.
A 5, yeah, you're looking around. You don't really find much.
Okay.
Gunther, D6.
5.
Yep, Gunther, you're out of luck today. You don't really find much in this room. No kitchen and stuff. Birch?
I'll take a look around. I also got a 5.
Wow.
I'm guessing.
Bars' nose is the only thing that led you to anything in the old kitchen.
You want to get something special for 555s?
Huh.
I think
you
we
open
have
the doors going from the kitchen to the east side, and when you open it up is a large, vast dining hall. When the tables and chairs are still there, you see the emblem of the Frey family on some of the tables itself, but I mean, most of them are still intact. But it's a large, huge dining room that this was. Bars, roll me another D6 if you want to.
We can find some wine for that cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. I rolled another 1.
All right, roll me another D30.
5.
Yeah, you're looking around. You find a tapestry, a pretty small one. It's only about 3 foot wide by maybe 10 foot long. It's kind of rolled up, and you unroll it, and it shows a battle scene between this man and this large plate armor. I mean, very well armored human, you can tell though, and what you would think would be an elf. I mean, it doesn't appear to be the elves that are here today, but just by the look of it. It's fairly heavy, but I mean, you yourself could carry it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll take it. Tapestry of an elf battle. Yeah.
Yep. And
Sounds interesting.
it will probably be worth a little bit of money to a historian. Let me write my notes about it real quick. And now roll me a D100 bars.
6.
You find 5 silver pieces also as you're just kind of looking around this area
Cool.
yourself. Caliana, roll a D6.
All right. 3.
Nope. Caliana, you just out of luck. You don't find anything in the dining room. Gunther.
Come on, baby. Ooh, 4.
Nope. You don't find anything either. And what about Birch?
All right, I'm hoping for a 5 so we can get a straight. Actually, a 2 would be a better straight, right? Because then it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I got 6. So
Yep. Out of luck, nothing. You wanted to go in 18 too, right, Gunther?
Yep.
Yeah, you go in there. You just gonna open the door up?
Yep.
Make me a save versus poison or death.
Oh, brother. 6. That's a fail.
You open the door and you hear a little, like almost a hiss, and you jump back thinking it sounds like almost a hiss of a snake. But you look down and this little tiny needle has come out of the mechanism and stuck you in your finger. You will take 1 point of damage from it. And you start feeling nauseous. I mean, very sick at your stomach.
Oh,
For the rest of the day, you'll be at -2 on all your rolls as you've been hit by an old poison needle that has pretty much lost its potency.
oh wow.
I'm going to have to make Gunther some tea now.
Yeah, you're going to have to make him some now. You look in there, Gunther, and after that happens, and you can tell this was probably the main office of Lord Freyweave. I mean, you can tell just by there's a lot of artwork and things. I mean, it's all old and mildewed and molded now. Everything is, but you can tell this was probably his main office. Is what you're looking into.
Yeah, he looks around and he's looking kind of dazed, going like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And but he's still looking through the place.
Yep, roll me a d6. I'll start with you, Gunther.
1.
All right, roll me a. Let me get to my right chart. I want to get to. Roll me a D100.
11.
11. You find a book that is. You can tell the covers, the front rear covers of this book, are made out of gold. It's a very small book.
Whoa, nice.
And if you open it up, the pages are still fairly intact, but they are blank. There's nothing written in this book. But you do, as you look along the back of the pages, you find a written in some old type of common. It says Mullane's spell book. I will put the information later, of course, but you find that written in common on a page, but all the other pages in the book are blank.
Don't show that to bars.
Yeah, he shows the party.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, that's really cool. We'll show it to Elsicle. Put it in your bag.
Yep, you take that. Birch, roll me a d6.
Man. Let's again, I dropped my 6. Six again.
All right.
This guy's rolling high.
What about Caliana?
Let's see. Oh, a 1.
All right, roll me a D100, Caliana, as you're looking around the office.
100. 84.
84. Let me get down to that one. Huh, interesting. You find a leather pouch, but it's twine, got a piece of twine around it. It's got it secured. Um, when you pick it up though and start opening it, you get a real fragrant smell coming from inside of it. You open it up, and inside of it is very fragrant smelling pipe tobacco.
Oh, okay.
So let me write this down.
Someone might like that. Oh,
I know a boy in town that would like this pipe tobacco.
And bars.
All right. D6 first.
Yep.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah, you're looking around the office as the others find their stuff and nothing. You don't run into anything in here. And the plan is to head back to town after that. Is that right?
Yep, we're gonna hit the road. The only thing that I would do is I want to make a little bit of notes about the name of the people that own this place. I guess like that symbol that we saw.
Yeah, the Frey Weaves. Okay.
Yeah, because Birch is thinking she tells them that kind of based on what Boris said actually is that if nobody owns it, if it's not been claimed, we might be able to claim it as our own and then come back and clean it out later.
Right.
Because it looks like it's been looted, but it could be recovered. It still has good skeleton. But
Good bones.
yeah, good bones.
Tony, I would want to purify the water on the way out. That pool.
Yeah, that pond there. Yeah, yep. Is it a spell or just one of your?
It's this time it's a spell.
Yep, you can do that. The pond, you can purify the water. Sure.
Okay, awesome.
And it's about a 2-day trip back to the Raven and the little village. But y'all head back. Oh man, let's see what happens on the way back. On the first day, it's just started. Who is going to be the lucky decider? Who hadn't rolled something? You rolled, didn't you, Caliana, for something earlier? How about Gunther? I don't think Gunther has picked your fate yet. Gunther, roll me a D100.
He's avoiding it.
Are you there, Jan? All right, Birch, you roll your fate.
Oh, I can do it.
Huh.
Well, I had good luck the first time with the box. So, well, I think we don't really know what's going to happen with the box. All right. Let's see. That's a 99.
Oh man, let's see.
Oh boy.
Let me get to that one.
Like one is a single cobalt. 99.
Huh.
A flight of dragons.
I can speak
wow.
green dragon now.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, y'all moving. You pretty much head the same path you come in, going back, of course, since you know that. And you're walking along. I guess Birch, we'll say you're in the lead. Since you rode for it, you see in front of you this wooden door. It's just standing there, no frame or anything around it. It's just a wooden door that is standing in the path of where you have to go.
Oh. She stops, and that's exactly what she says.
Yeah.
This is very strange.
I must be dreaming. There is a door in front of us, but without a house.
Well, do you remember yesterday? You were there, but we couldn't see you. So maybe the house is there, and we just can't see it.
Ah.
She's gonna jump down off of her horse and walk up to the door. She's gonna listen at it.
Okay, you walk up to the door. Do you touch it or anything? You're just gonna walk up close to it.
I'll put my ear up to it, I guess I probably have to put my ear against it, right, to listen. So I guess I touch it with my ear.
Yeah, you put your ear against it. As soon as you do, make a save versus spells.
Mm-hmm.
That is nope. I don't have to look. That's definitely a fail with a 3.
Yeah, as soon as you put make contact with the door itself, the door you hear that whoosh, as you remember the fire, but you hear whoosh and the door disappears and all this confetti-like material just kind of dissipates in the air around you and covers you for a minute, Birch, but nothing else happens.
Huh.
And the door's
Is there-
gone. I mean, it's just back to the normal way it was.
Well, that was strange. Did the confetti disappear after, or is it like piled all around?
Yeah,
the
it
ground?
just starts, as it covers you and falls to the ground, it just kind of like wet snowflakes. It just kind of disappears on its own.
Oh, wow. That was really cool.
Well,
Yeah.
Birch, what did you hear?
I heard whoosh, and I thought, oh, Bars is lighting more things on fire. But instead, it was a refreshing sparkle of confetti. This is a good magic.
Yeah,
I like it.
I was afraid that there were monsters behind that door.
Well, how would they fit? There's no space.
Very carefully.
Ah, that makes sense. She gets back on her horse and starts heading that same direction.
That's so interesting. Yeah.
That was interesting, right?
Yeah. Did
Yep,
it feel
y'all make your way the first day. You make up the count for the night that you're going to have to spend there. Gunther, roll me a d6.
5.
A 5. The night goes uneventful, so you can recover if any of you still need recovery, which we probably do. You can roll another d3 for the next morning as you awake. You get a restful sleep. So another d3
Yes.
recovery.
It's 3 that time.
awesome?
Am I still under the effect of that poison?
Nope, the next morning you feel fine.
Nice.
Am I still under my hangout? Over.
Make me a poison save, and you can actually have a +2.
Make it then.
Yep, you're back to you feel your old self the best you can.
Nice.
My hangover's finally gone, but I'm still miss my arms.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
They were.
I don't think they're coming back, though. Do you think I could have my bastard sword back?
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry.
No, no
There you
problem.
go.
I was thinking they'd come back and you'd be able to use it again. I don't think they are.
Yep, y'all head back for what you know about a half-day travel to get back to the Raven area. Bars, roll me a d3.
3.
All right, perfect. Y'all probably, where you would think a couple hours, maybe an hour away from the Raven. You see a guy approaching you on the road. He's dressed in chain armor. He's by himself. You can tell he's probably middle-aged human, short cropped hair, unshaven probably for a few days. He sees you and he waves at you and he goes, "Oh, I'm in need. I am Labaza. I am the great bounty hunter. I need some help. I have found a location of a person that has a bounty on him, but I do not want to go out to the location by myself and secure him. I need to hire some help, and I have the gold to pay you."
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Hunter
What
looks
has this
at
person
Bars.
done? What has this person done? They were.
He pulls out a scroll tube and he pulls out the parchment and he shows you a picture of a very wicked looking human. And he goes, "Read it for yourself. This man is wanted for murder."
Oh,
Ooh.
well. Then yes, I would do that.
Hunter scratches his chin and looks at Bars. Yeah, he looks a little bit like Bars. And he smiles.
No. That couldn't be Bars. He never murders anybody.
I was just kidding.
Barge goes to take his sword out with his 2 missing arms, and then he remembers that he doesn't have them, and disappointedly pulls his sword with regular arms.
Boris, did you grow any extra appendages while you had those extra arms?
Boy.
Gunther smiles again.
Do you want to do some investigation?
9. And he looks to the bounty hunter and says, we will share the bounty.
I will pay you each upon apprehension of the man himself. I will each pay you 50 gold pieces each. Plus, yes, I will split the bounty half with you. And you see on the sheet of the parchment he got, the bounty shows 1,000 gold. So he offers to give you 500 gold and 50 gold each up front.
Oh, yeah.
Upon apprehension.
Where did he go? Where are we looking for him?
There is a cabin not too far here into the woods that I've pretty much spoken to some of the locals, and he is holed up in this cabin. But the man can be very dangerous. He is known to, but he's one of those sneaking rogue thieves, if you know what I mean. Even though he's wanted for murder, he can set up different traps and things, you know. But
Well,
Maybe we should send in our own crappy rogue thief first.
it would seem that our rogue thief has disappeared.
yeah, I was gonna say we have a master of traps. He was like, peace.
Yeah, when he heard it's another thief, he was like, "Up, I'm out of here."
Nope, well, it's probably him.
Ah,
That's what he was trying to say.
yeah,
like,
you start
Hey,
looking
does
at the
this-
parchment closer, and you're like, "God, that looks like Gunther."
Yeah. He was trying to throw suspicion off himself by saying it looked like bars.
yeah, it's like if Gunter wasn't missing a tooth and didn't have a black eye. Oh, hold on, that just happens.
Ah,
Oh, hopefully he goes back.
we'll see if he comes back real quick. Probably internet or something.
Cabin in the woods.
Cabin in the woods. That doesn't sound at all dangerous.
Not at all. Well, I mean, I grew up in one, but
Yes.
Obviously, no one's seen the movie Cabin in the Woods.
Nope.
well, yes, I have.
Yeah, we have. That's why we said it. Oh, did I only write it to you? Is that what happened? Because I wrote that in
Yeah.
the chat.
Yep.
I'm like only writing stuff to you the whole time. No wonder why nobody laughs at my jokes.
Oh,
No, we saw. I like the break image and stuff.
Maybe you're just not that funny.
Well, that's that's true, but you're supposed to laugh anyway.
Hmm.
Only polite. Did you watch that thing, Crystal, I sent you, or with the Avatar?
I saw it. I haven't watched it yet. Did you send it to just me? I thought you shared it in a group
Well, I tagged you.
somewhere. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it. That was a really good episode. The episode with the library. I know exactly what episode they're talking about. It's like one of my favorites. Young just posted in Raspy Raven his computer crash. He's trying to join again.
all right, we'll wait on him, man.
But yeah, that library, I've definitely tried to come up with some kind of adventure with something like that. That episode's like so good. So many things happen in that episode. It's just like, so good.
Yeah, you would probably get along with that guy. You should follow him.
Yeah.
I forget what his name is now. Something Disney. His last name is Disney. I don't think he.
Oh, is that really the guy's name? I was going to ask
Yeah.
you where you come up with that name for that channel.
Oh, I mean, I just assume it's his name. Maybe it's not his name. I don't know what it would mean if not. I just assumed that was his name.
Because I'd never seen him before or heard of him.
Yeah, every once in a while it pops up on my thing and I'll watch it. I sometimes agree and sometimes disagree. But I saw that was because Crystal was saying that she really liked that show and that it was, the adventures that happened in it are really cool, for inspiration. And then he made a video about it. So I was like, oh, there you go. I watched it. It looked pretty good. There was a giant owl, which I'm always in favor of.
Yeah, that owl was awesome.
Yeah, big owls are good.
like since you're never gonna watch the show, like whenever you enter the library, you have to give the owl something to like add to its to add to knowledge. Like it's kind of like a god of like knowledge, and like the price of entering the library is to give it something to expand its knowledge, something it doesn't know about.
Right. Oh yeah, he didn't fully explain it, but he talked about how you have to give the thing, the owl stuff. And I was like, I do that a lot actually. That's like that's like a regular Daniel thing. You must give me some. It's very old school, like Greek myth. You know that whenever you go someplace, you have to give something to it.
Well, when the first group enters and the first avatar, they have an archaeologist with them because the archaeologist is actually looking for the library because it's just like a legend thing. And the archaeologist offers up like a first edition of this rare book, and so the owl's kind of pleased by that. And they each have to give something. I can't remember what all they gave, but and then like in the second one, I can't run later like Korra because Nikki hasn't seen Legend of Korra yet. So
That's it.
No, yeah, I mean, actually, it talks about. Anyways, it's a pretty interesting thing. There's probably some spoilers for that episode, but I thought it was kind of interesting. I mean, I think whenever you do that kind of stuff, you're always reaching. Like I could pull a D&D session out of almost any show I watch. I'm like, oh, you see how I did that there? Change that to an orc.
Yeah, it's really good because he has like certain rules about his knowledge and stuff, and yeah, it's like really good. And then there's like overall bigger stuff that's happening outside while the team is inside.
Yep. And then they lose their gopher.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is.
It's an air buffalo.
The buffalo, yeah.
It flies. Appa gets kidnapped in that episode, and it's so sad because Toph is like so amazing because Toph is like using her earth bending to actually hold up the freaking library from falling, and she can't like help Appa doing that at the same time. It's it's like so good. It's just like it's so good.
So it's the Spider-Man thing.
Kinda, I guess, sort of, not really. And why is that? I mean, it was just like she had to hold the building up because it was collapsing, and obviously she understood that if the building collapsed, the team wouldn't be able to get out. And and then
the bus full of kids fall, then all the kids would be dead.
I mean, yeah, but it wasn't like because what I guess. I mean, if she had saved Appa, like anyway, it's not exactly the same, but yeah, kind of. I get where you're going with it.
Yeah, that's a common trope where you have a choice, right? No matter what you do, something bad's gonna happen. You have to decide.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, yes, as far as that goes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that really is. It's not. I don't mean that exact thing in spite of it. It's just that classic thing. It's like you can either help these people, and then these people aren't going to get helped, or you can help those people, and the other people aren't going to get helped.
Yeah. And then the following episode after that is both sad and hilarious. Like one of the characters ends up drinking this like weird cactus juice, and they just start tripping balls the whole time, and it's just like it's so funny. Like it's exactly what I wanted to happen in Dolanwood.
Oh, you didn't stay in there.
I kept expecting that eventually we were going to get a mushroom and we were just going to start tripping balls.
Yep. I mean, you might have. There's definitely a lot of psychedelics.
You there, Jan?
Yep, I'm here.
Did you? What's the last part you remember hearing? Did you know
whether if we would share the bounty?
Yeah, he he offers to give you 50 gold each now if you capture the guy upon successful capture. And then when he cashes in the bounty, it's 1,000 gold, and he'll give you 500 as a group. He'll
Nice.
give you half of it if y'all will go help him. But he has told you that this guy is a thief, rogue type, and that he will probably have traps set up around the cabin, and it's he's pretty dangerous.
Nice. Well, Gunther would say he's interested in it.
Yeah. Well, you are a master of traps and avoiding them. We have all the faith in the world in you.
Well, I am glad that you have such faith in me. And I think we will be a little bit richer by the time that our adventure comes to an end.
Bars on 5 HP. Gunther's on like 3. I'm sure we're going to totally succeed in this endeavor.
How hurt is everybody? Because it's a new day, right? I can always do another cure light wounds.
Yeah, I would imagine that you need to do it on bars because I think.
Each night. I mean, I guess we were, rolling that healing die, so I'm back up to like 12 right now.
Wait, how? I thought it was only a D3. It's only been like 2 nights.
Yeah, so I rolled 3 on one and 2 on the other, so that's 5 combined with the cure light wound from Kaliana.
Oh, okay. I haven't got a cure light once.
No, I was just about to do that for you before we do this. So let me roll it for you, Crystal. Or bars. Oh, got my dice. 5. 4 plus 1 is 5.
All right, cool. Well, I'm back up to 10. I'm not bleeding anymore.
You're feeling good.
Yeah.
Headache's gone.
Yeah.
Jocelyn is running.
All right.
All right. The famous bounty hunter known as introduced himself as Labazi.
Is there a more frightening thought?
Bazi.
Oh, she did it before I could get to her. He will take you out into the woods there, and his bandit friends will attack you all. No, he takes y'all out, and you come up on what appears to have once probably been a okay, nice cabin, but it's all dilapidated and falling in. I mean, you'd have to know where this place was almost to get to it. And he says, there, he's hid in that cabin. I know that's the information I have, that he is staying there and laying low, and he only comes in for supplies every few weeks.
Okay. Should we ask him to surrender?
Oh, he's not going to surrender peacefully, I do not think. I mean, we could, but he knows that he will receive the death sentence for this murder, I'm sure.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, what do you think, Kaliana?
Well, if he's good at setting traps, we need to have our trap finder investigate.
Are you looking at me? Well, how about you talk to one of those little birdies and see if our target is in the house.
All right.
All right, Kaliana, you're going to use speak with animals and talk to a bird?
Bird, or if there's a chipmunk around, or anything that would have seen people going in and out.
I was suggesting, but you could really do that?
Yep.
You do that, Kaliana, and another bird flies down and lands in front of you, and you hear in your mind, you gave friend mealworms.
Oh, yes, of course. And I reach into my pouch, pull out a couple little mealworms, dried mealworms. Give them to the bird.
Yep. He chomps them up, and he goes, thank you.
He says, can you tell me about people coming in and out of this house?
One man, he is ugly to wildlife. One man is there.
He's in there now? You haven't seen him come out today?
No, he is there.
He's ugly to the wildlife?
He shoots us with arrows.
Have you seen him making I don't know how to say this in bird. Have you seen him putting ropes or metal objects around the house?
Yes, he is always doing strange things, and he has a pet. It is a large, mean dog.
A large, mean dog. All right. But nobody else has come here to give him anything, or what about this man? And I just kind of gesture towards Labaza.
Never seen this man.
Okay. Just making sure.
Smart.
All right. Thank you, traveler.
Yep, and he takes back to the air flight.
So the bird says the man is in the house. He has a large, mean dog for a pet. That's how he described it. And he says he has been doing many strange things with rope and metal. So I'm assuming that means traps. So we need to proceed with caution. Not that we didn't already know that, but now we know for sure.
Gunther swallows hard and he looks around in panic for a very long stick.
Yeah, you could cut one and make one. It'd take 10 minutes to do it or so.
Yeah, he's gonna find a thin, long branch and he's gonna fashion it into like a 15 or more like 20 or 15-foot pole. And he's going to stealthily, as much as he could, approach the house while like tapping, ahead of him.
Yeah,
Tap, tap, tap.
He's gonna stay low too.
what are the rest of y'all doing as he's approaching this old dilapidated cabin?
I'm going to circle around the back. Like, I'm going to give it a wide berth so that I don't get super close to it. But I want to go around the back side and see if there's any windows and make sure there's no back door or anything. I'll do it stealthily if I can. Yeah. I don't know if it's
Yeah, you
possible.
think you're doing a great job, Birch, as far as you know.
Perfect.
Gunther, you're headed up towards the cabin. What about Bars and Caliana? Labazi's staying back at this time. You see he's got a crossbow out.
I would probably try to circle. I'm gonna wait. I'll just draw my staff and wait.
Oh, go ahead. Gunther is actually going to try to stay out of the windows view, if possible. So he's going to go around the house to the side that doesn't have the window, if possible.
Yep, you're trying to do that. You think you're doing a good job. What about Bars? Where do you want to be?
I don't know, wherever the group thinks they need me most. I don't know, I'm a fighter, so I don't know.
Yeah, you can stay back with Labazi or whatever right now, or maybe, go with Caliana.
Like behind a tree or something. Yeah, so we're not obviously standing out there.
Okay, I'll just stay back with Labazi. I have a short bow or a long bow. I can't remember.
All right.
Wait, no, apparently I don't. I could have swore I had a bow. Oh, I do. I have a long bow. I strapped it to my horse.
All right, that sounds good. Gunther, you're making way along there, and you are caught off guard, surprised. Out of the brush rushes this very large dog, and it is going to lunge at you and try to take you down, maybe. Oh my gosh. Y'all are lucky tonight on this. Well, on this part, it rolled a natural 1. This dog lunges at you as you see the foam and spit coming out of its mouth, Gunther, and it just trips in some vines as it jumps out and is caught up in these vines laying in front of you trying to get out of them.
Okay, Gunther's gonna get up and then he's gonna take out his bow and shoot at it.
All right. Well, you can do that. I'll give you a free shot on it since I had a natural 1, and we'll just roll initiative.
Nice. Let's see.
You need to hit AC 7 on this thing.
Yeah. I hit armor class 4.
Yep.
And 1d8. Let's see. Come on, baby. 5.
You arrow pierces this poor helpless pet, and it just doesn't make any more noise. It seems that you have taken care of the pet.
Oh man.
Yep. All of you hear the dog squeal and bark and hear all the commotion. Bert, you would probably have had the closest as far as the view of seeing it happen. Nothing else. None of the doors opens from the front and rear door open. You hear no other noise coming from inside the cabin. And Bars, you're back there from Labazi. He just looks over at you and goes, "Well, I guess he knows we're here now."
Yeah, our thief is good at letting everyone know we're here.
Let's see this. You said there is a back door?
Yep, there is a back door. It's
All right.
closed, and there's no windows on the back at all.
I'm going to use my halberd kind of in front of me, kind of like what you do with the 10-foot pole, just to make sure there's no like traps, like any tripwires on the way to the door. And I'm going to creep up there as quietly as possible and listen at the door.
All right, yeah, you can listen. What's your chance of that?
1 through 3 on a d6.
Yeah, you're pretty confident as you listen that it's quiet inside. You don't hear any talking or you don't hear any movement inside.
Okay. I'm just going to look at the handle of the door and make sure there's no traps on it. I got a 35% for that.
All right, let me look. You don't see anything.
Okay. I will quietly open the door and stand there with my halberd and face the demon that's inside.
You open the door and you missed the wire that leads up to the top above the door with this scything blade swings across and is going to try to hit into you. And it is going to hit you for 7 points of damage.
Okay.
As this blade just swings across and just impacts into you. Probably, curious part of you across the room too.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Third of my hit points.
You see a shadow figure of a person, an outline of a human sitting over in the corner, and he just starts, I got one of you, it would seem.
It was a good trick. And then I stab him with my halberd.
You're going after him, okay? Roll initiative. D6 in your dex mod.
Okay. 5 plus. Sorry, I just went off my page for a second. I think I have a +1. But let me check. No, dex, yeah, +1 initiative. So 6 total.
Yeah, you definitely surprise him by he's expecting you to fall and not get back up. So you go first.
Yeah, I'm going to hit him with the halberd since that's what I have in my hand. And I'll yell out as I do it. I'll be like, anytime you want to come in, guys.
He's AC 7 also, just for...
Oh, okay. Shit. I kind of wish I'd used my hand. That's it. 16. I don't get any attack bonus from strength.
Oh, that's got to hit, surely.
Yeah, so that gets an armor class of 3. And the halberd is a D10. Let's see. Why did I lose my... Yeah, D10 +3, okay. Because now that I'm a higher level, I actually have additional +1 on my damage. All right, so 9 + 3, 12 points.
Oh my god! You strike into him and you catch him off guard. He was expecting you to go down, and you see he's holding like a short sword and a dagger, and he just drops both of them and he falls down and blood is pouring out of the wounds, and he goes, "Well, you almost got me there, pumpkin. I quit." And he throws the sword and the dagger down.
She'll keep the halberd on him until the rest arrive to,
Yep, the rest of you all hear that. Bars, you and Labazi, of course, will be the furthest away to take you to get there. But Gunther, you probably get there first. And then Caliana, as you see Birch holding this dirty-looking human, severely wounded.
Wow, Birch. Nicely done.
well, in the more later editions, everybody uses swords, but you should know a polearm is the best weapon to have.
Yeah, good job, Birch. Und I killed the dog.
Kill the dog.
Yeah, it lunged at me. Tried to bite me.
Okay.
Oh, it's a shame you had to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry that we killed your dog, sir. We must now take you to be hung for your crimes.
He looks up at you, and as Bars and Labazi make it there, when he sees Labazi, he goes, "Well, the crimes I have committed, I will prove that I am innocent. It was self-defense.
Oh.
But you, with that long pole arm, you caught me off guard. You should become a great warrior somewhere, someplace."
No, thank you. You're very kind.
"Oh, I am. I am not the thieving, assassin, murderer that they all play me out to be. But anyway, you've got me, so put the manacles on me and I will go. Before I die, as I'm down to 2 HP.
Yeah, I mean, once he's actually like secured, like somebody's holding him, then Birch would not that she can actually do anything, but she would go up and like bind his wound or whatever. She does feel a little bit bad because she cut him down pretty ruthlessly with pole arm. But man, a scything blade hit her. She didn't.
Yeah, you're able to secure his wounds or bind his wounds. I mean, yeah, he goes willingly now. I mean, he just keeps pleading his innocence that it was self-defense. Of course, Labazi's like, tell it to the court.
Yeah, Gunther's actually asking, so what happened? Who did you kill?
Oh, you can come to the court proceedings and watch it all. I'll have the best attorney that the Thieves Guild can hire. I mean, my uncle can hire.
Ah, yeah. That sounds like a good plan.
Well,
But
we
yeah,
almost
y'all make it back to the Raven. Labazi gives you the 50 gold each.
Does
the
Gunther have
time.
a opportunity to like ransack the place?
There's nothing there. If you go in there,
Okay.
you don't find. Yeah, I mean, it's just. I mean, he was just hiding out here. I mean, he was like dirty himself. I mean, he just hiding out.
traps.
Oh man.
Yeah, and booby trap. That was pretty much
Mhm.
all it.
Yep.
Yeah, you make it back to the Raven. He pays you the 50 gold each right now, and he tells you that once he gets them to the system and turned in and gets the bounty, he will come back and find you and give you your 500 gold for the group.
Nice.
We
And as
appreciate
y'all
it.
are healing up and doing things, as this session will end for this deal, Bars, what are your thoughts as you've made it back to the Raven? What are you going to do the next few days as you're recuperating?
Well, Bar's had enough drinking and carousing for a while. He's going to go back to his mushroom garden and see how they're doing, and hope that they've began to take hold as he waits on his home to be built.
All right, sounds good. And Caliana.
Well, I will find someone to give the pipe tobacco to. And then I'll probably go meditate in the woods or in Birch's garden for a while, as I don't want to get arrested again, but she will go say hi to her friend Gillian.
Yep, you find him back on duty at the Raven one night. You can do that.
Yep.
And he's definitely happy to see you, of course.
Good.
Birch.
Birch is going to go back to town, and she's really thinking that maybe she shouldn't be so quick to use the halberd on people, and she's probably going to concentrate more on her hand-to-hand combat. But when she kind of breaks away from the group, she goes to the Raven and finds Caliana's young friend, and she gives him a little pouch with 5 gold pieces in it, and she says, "Get a room next time." And then she walks out. She's just gonna tend the garden and recuperate because she's kind of hurt from that scything blade now.
Sounds good. And Gunther, how's your ending going to be?
Gunther's scowling and sitting in front of a table at Raspy Raven with the piping hot apple pie in front of him. And he digs in and he orders a mug of ale and he's gulping it down, and people are like, all around him and asking him, so Gunther, what happened? I heard that you went to that castle. What did you find? And he's like, let me tell you the story. We have found the source of the stench at the Favy castle. Do you know what it was? And everyone's like, what? And it's like, and he goes, it was a large wheel of cheese. Would my friend Bars have found it? And he nods.
Yep, fairly good endings, one and all for you. Now I will tell you how it's really going to end. You see a few days later, an old man in robes walking into a building. You can tell that he's probably a larger city somewhere. I mean, he's going into this building of this busy street. And as we catch a glimpse, if you played back, the viewers play back, they see the same old man in the robes that was pushing the cart there in front of the Raven. And he walks into this building and walks up the stairs and he, come on in. As he walks in, you see a very well-dressed man with short hair and shaven sitting there. And he, did you find him? Yes, sir. You are right. They are still hanging around and staying in that area. They were at the Raven. I saw them at the Raven. They are still in a group together. The guy leans back behind the desk and he goes, they will soon find out. You don't mess with Theodore's operations and disturb the deals I had with the bugbears. That will end session 5.5 of the Raspy Raven.